All right, welcome into the Uprise Postgame show. Been sorting out some technical difficulties. I have it as ultra low delay now, which is what I wanted. Might be slightly laggy at the start, but we should be good to go. If there's any delay between my audio and my mouth moving, my video and my audio, if it's not synced, let me know, but it should be synced. I've been spending some time making sure that it is synced up. That's why this stream is up a little bit late. Always give me like 10 to 15 minutes to get a stream going. I have to play the game on my TV through my laptop, so I can't set it up during the end of games now. I got rid of PlayStation View. Now I'm on YouTube TV. It's just my setup's a little different, so it's going to take me a little bit more time to go live with these post-game shows, so just be prepared to sit tight. I like going live right away, but it's not always possible. But I'm here with Eric Brandt.
What's up, everyone?
What's up, man? In here with Eric Brandt from the start. This was a very interesting game, to say the least, because I didn't really have a problem with the way the Portland Trailblazers played this game, but also at the same time, they shouldn't have struggled that much with the Chicago Bulls. Shouldn't have struggled that much. So, is my stream live? Because it's not playing on my phone. Stream looks good. Okay, so my stream's live. It's not playing on my phone. I don't know why. I'm stuck with that. I'm stuck with that screen, but I can see your guys' chat. So if anything goes wrong with the stream, just let me know. I'll rely on you guys for that. So I just thought this was an interesting game because should have handled the Bulls a lot easier than that. But I thought, there were stretches where they struggled to move the ball. There were stretches where they struggled with certain things. But overall, I thought their defense was pretty solid. Whiteside had a great game, 10 blocks. He was elite in terms of his rim protection today, and it wasn't just blocking shots. There was many possessions where he contested shots and forced guys to miss. Our rebounding was pretty good for the majority of the game. Kind of waned down there in the fourth quarter. The Chicago Bulls were getting to a lot of loose balls, but overall I thought it was solid, and I thought there was some good stretches where we really moved the ball. And that was sparked by Carmelo, and we got into that. So, honestly, it was like I didn't really have a problem with the way we played. I thought Chicago actually played really good defense. I know we don't give the opposing team much credit, but I thought there were stretches where they really played really good defense.
Yeah, Hood missed a couple shots early where he got some good looks, but we only had 9 assists in the first half, which was a little low. I think we only had 11 in the second half, so not a whole lot better, even though it looked better. But when we got out that 12-point lead, I thought we were going to squash them right there, but we let them hang around.
Yeah. I mean, they played tough. They played a lot better than they played the first time we faced them in Chicago. So I'll give them credit for playing a solid game. We definitely missed some solid shots. I do think Dame settled a little bit for a while. But at the end of the game, I looked at Dame's stat line, and he's shooting 50%. I thought he was much more inefficient. Didn't shoot that great from the three-point line. He's 3 for 11, but overall he's 9 for 18. And I would have liked to see him attack a little bit more because it seemed like when he attacked the rim, good things were happening. He just kind of went on a stretch there, especially during the second half where he was kind of settling for threes instead of attacking. But efficiency-wise, we were very efficient, 48% from the field, which is solid. Dame, CJ, and Carmelo Anthony all shot 50% from the 50%. Field. Exactly 50% from all 50. Three of them. Because Carmelo was 8 for 16, CJ was 7 for 14, Dame was 9 for 18, and they combined for 71 points. The Blazers' new big three right there. We gotta talk about Carmelo right now, man. Dude is playing phenomenal. His stat line tonight: 23 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. He played 37 minutes.
No turnovers.
No turnovers. He played 37 minutes. I thought his defense was solid as well. I thought best case for Carmelo Anthony would not have been what he's doing right now. I did not even think that it was possible for him to play this well. He's helping our ball movement is the main thing. There's times on the perimeter where he catches the ball and makes a quick extra pass. And the thing is, when you make that extra pass quick, it creates more time to make a decision. The defense doesn't have as much time to scramble back. And, if it's a guy like Rodney Hood, if a guy's like sprinting at him because of how quickly he received the ball off the extra pass from Carmelo, he can get by the defender that's sprinting out at him and get into the lane, get to his mid-range shot, which has been working for him all season long, or get into the lane, make an extra pass, that type of thing. So, like, even when Carmelo didn't get the assist, there was times where he sparked ball movement by making a quick extra pass. And there was times where he had beautiful passes. That one, especially on the fast break to Scal, that touch pass was beautiful, man. Dude's really helping our ball movement.
I like so there was a play where Dame got double-teamed off a Melo pick. This happened in the first half. He dumped it off to Melo. Melo drove, got like 3 feet away from the basket, could have laid it in, but instead kicked the Hood in the corner for a 3. Cash. And that's you love to see that, because Carmelo could have easily just attacked the rim and gone at it, but he set up one of his teammates, and I think that shows a lot of his growth right there. And then there was a play in the second half where they double teamed Dame off a Melo pick once again, and Melo didn't have anyone within like 5 feet from him, and he had an easy 12-foot jump shot, and that's money every time if he's that open.
Yeah, I mean,
like just the ability to make teams think twice about trapping, and if they do, he's making the right decisions on what to do with the ball. I mean, that's a weapon we haven't had in years.
Yeah, man, and that's the thing, is he hasn't been like an efficient scorer throughout his season as well, so that's the other area that he's surprised me in, other than ball movement, is he's scoring efficiently. 8 for 16 tonight. That's 3 games in a row where he's had at least 19 points and shot at least 50%. And honestly, like, 2 of his misses, he got putbacks on. So 2 of those misses, even though he's shot 50%, 2 of those misses ended up with him giving the ball back and scoring. So those misses, didn't hurt the team. He ended up following them up and getting a putback. Another 2 of those misses came in the fourth quarter where I think he got fouled twice, where I think he attacked the rim really, really well, drew a lot of contact, calls that the Blazers were getting called for. There's a reason Scal and Hassan Whiteside had 5 fouls. Carmelo didn't get 2 calls late in the fourth quarter where he ended up with a missed field goal, but he attacked the rim well, and I think it should have been a foul call with him going to the line. So the thing is, like, a lot of his misses still are like good misses, so to say. You know what I mean? Like, so that's 4 of his 8 misses tonight. 2 of them he put back. 2 of them should have been foul calls. So his efficiency has been a pleasant surprise.
Absolutely. And I love the way he attacks the rim sometimes when his shot's not falling. And, good.
Well, that's the thing, too, is the Blazers, man, before they got Melo, when they were missing jump shots, they'd be screwed because they'd still settle for jump shots. Nobody would attack. That's what I like about Melo, is he can get him those mid-range shots, and he's good at them, but he can also attack the rim. He's attacking the rim better than I thought, so we don't have to settle for jumpers. We can give the ball to Melo. He can actually get to the rim, get to the line, or finish inside.
And that's one good thing about Melo being like a little bigger, is he can absorb some of that contact and still get a shot off. Mm-hmm. He's had and ones several times in the last couple games. But yeah, it's good to see. I love that one where he drove like he was going to dunk, but he came across, like, it was one of the times he got fouled. He didn't make the layup, but like, instead of like going up on the strong side, he went to the weak side, and like, his footwork is just great inside.
Oh, it is, man. Like, he's I love watching his footwork. He had a really good spin move. I think that's one of the plays where he didn't get a foul call when he should have, but he had maybe it was the play he got fouled. I don't know. He had a really great spin move there in the fourth quarter. Looked quick and looked unguardable, man. That looked like prime Melo. Dude, after this game is I think averaging 17 points per game right now, and I'm gonna do some math here on his efficiency.
Say what you want about Melo, but like, he obviously knows how to play the game of basketball, and he's a Hall of Famer for a reason. Mm-hmm. And like it's just so obvious seeing a guy like that on the court playing with guys like Dame and CJ versus like the crap we were watching earlier in the season.
Yeah, man. Anthony Tolliver, Mario Hezonja. Are you kidding me, man? Are you kidding me? He's so much better than those guys.
But like, it's just so weird, like, seeing a team that has a guy like that is like, now he's a vet, he's experienced, he knows what to do. Like, he usually makes the right reads so far, as a Blazer at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far most of his reputation has been BS.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's even a better rebounding option than Hazonia and Tolliver. Our rebounding has been a lot better with Melo in the lineup. He does kind of, call off teammates off those boards, but he's definitely a better rebounder than those guys. I'm doing some math right now because I want to state his averages or his stat line after this game. So right now, after this game, he's getting 17.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, over 2 assists, and I'll do the math on his efficiency because that's something that I want to see after this game. Let me do the math. 42 for.
I would have been ecstatic if you told me those would have been his numbers when we signed him.
Yeah, he's shooting 46.2% from the field. I'm gonna keep doing the math here. He's 1 for 3 tonight, so 10 for 20.
So Eric Smith was saying we should have gotten Melo 2 years ago when he should have waived his no trade clause then. Mm-hmm. But you never know if that would have been the same. Like if we would have been getting this version if he's been humbled since then.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, man. He was out of the fit more within a team construct. Need to make quick decisions with the ball, move the ball a little bit better. And need to try and be a little bit more efficient. And he worked on that, and he worked on his defense as well. His defense hasn't been bad, man. I don't think he's a bad defender. I think he's an okay defender. From 3, getting 17.5 points per game and 6 boards. Isn't that like the power forward everybody said they've wanted for years?
Right,
since
exactly.
Aldridge left? I mean, like, the decision-making for
honestly, it's...
Keep going.
Honestly, it's making me question whether we should even trade for a guy like Blake Griffin right now. I know that sounds crazy, but like because that can help us in the future. But like I don't want to mess up the Melo mojo right now because I know I guess Griffin could play center and we could go a little small till Burke and Collins are back. But like,
I mean, hopefully Melo would play the same way off the bench because he would be phenomenal off the bench, man.
Yeah, I just don't know if that would be the best move right now with how he's playing and how he's come in and been a team player to say, oh, sorry, you're going to the bench now,
Yeah, which is crazy. To think about. Like, it's crazy to think of. Like, if you said we're going to be saying this, if you told us that I was going to be tweeting out that Carmelo Anthony is really helping our ball movement at the end of November, if you told me that I was going to be tweeting that out a bit, so apologies for the stream lagging a bit. The internet is going to be a little spotty. Might have a couple rough patches here and there. But hopefully it's solid enough for you guys. Well, WTF man says, bro, Melo ain't coming off the bench. Who better than him around the league? You don't have that capability of having performances like Melo has had the past 3 games. Damn, my stream's laggy. Why is my stream so laggy? I don't know. Anyway, we're just gonna keep talking because I think the audio's good. The video might be spotty, but go ahead.
He just provides like a spark too. Like you can tell, like when he makes a shot, everyone goes crazy. Like his teammates already love him. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like what with putting Little in the starting lineup earlier in the year. But I mean, he's not like a Hall of Fame player yet, so he's not going to get that same energy going. Even though he's a tremendous energy player. But yeah, there's just something about having that storyline and all the cool stuff that comes with having a guy like him on your team.
Yeah, for sure. I see you guys talking about the lag, man. It'll happen. Hopefully it starts to clear up, but like it's the internet connection here. You know what I mean? It's not 100% consistent, so I don't know if it's going to lag a little bit, but there's literally nothing that I can do about it. But Melo and Rodney Hood, man, 2 efficient 3-level scorers in that lineup. It's so helpful. You know what I mean? Like, it's the offensive forwards is such a huge upgrade over Aminu and Harkless. It's crazy, man. Rodney Hood had another efficient night, and he started off struggling early. They ended up getting switches onto him where he had a mismatch, but he was kind of settling for contested mid-range jumpers out of the post-ups. The thing is, I like trying to take advantage of Rodney Hood against a smaller guard when they switch a smaller guard onto him. I don't think that's a mistake to try and get him going like that. We saw it in the playoffs last year against the Nuggets when he abused Jamal Murray when Jamal Murray was guarding him. But that wasn't really working for him to start. And part of the credit needs to go to Chicago's defense. Those smaller guards, Archie Diacono was the one that really stood out to me. We're really holding their own against him and making it tough on Rodney to take advantage of that mismatch. So they stopped going through that started using Rodney more, in the corner, making that extra pass to Rodney, and then him when he ran off the 3-point line, getting to that mid-range shot. I need a
Man, he's automatic from the corner right now. Like it's cash every time.
Corner specialist. And it's the best 3-point shot there is. And having a guy like that, he was 3 for 5 tonight. I think he's shooting over 50% from 3 right now. 7 for 12. Another night where he shot over 50%. 1 through 4, the Blazers shot over 50%. Hassan Whiteside was the only member of the starting lineup that didn't shoot over 50%. And he was 4 for 11, but he was literally our defense.
He cost himself his triple-double.
I know, but he's literally our defense, you know what I mean? That's the thing. Looking at that box score, it's hard to see how we didn't win by more.
Well, yeah, exactly. If you look at the bench, that's what.
I mean, we shot about
the starters all played great. The bench was terrible.
Oh, yeah, the bench struggled. Anthony Simons is in a shooting slump. I really hope he breaks out of it, because if he could break out of it with the way our starting lineup's playing, we'd be a really, really tough team to beat. But even looking at the team stats, we shot 45% from the field. They shot 38%. We shot 33% from 3. They shot 37%. I guess that's kind of how they kept in. They made 14 threes. We made 10. But we made 4 more free throws than them. Shot 75% from the free throw line. They shot 68%. We had couple more turnovers than them. It's just like we look like, just looking at the team stats, it seems like we should have won by more. They did get 11 offensive rebounds though, so I guess like the turnover difference, offensive rebound difference a little bit, and they made a few more. I guess that's how they kept it close. At
the top of the key with the shot clock winding down, and then the next play down he hits a 3, and then we don't go to him like 2 or 3 possessions in a row, and then he gets subbed out. Like when he hits a shot, like I feel like you should just go to him until he misses another shot, because like he's one of those guys where like in the first half he missed his first couple, so like he wasn't really feeling it, so that's when you might not want to like attack with him a lot. Mm-hmm. But like in the second half, when he sees one of those shots goes down, it's weird. It's like he thinks every one of his shots are going to go down. Yeah. And when you have a guy like that, you just keep going until he misses, I think. Especially when it's a forward. If it was a guard, like, CJ is a little harder to get his shot every time down, unless you're ISOing every time. But, like, I just wish we would capitalize on those hot streaks a little more.
Yeah.
We've been saying that for a while now.
But also, but CJ, like every member of the starting lineup got hot for a stretch, and it's almost like, you hope one guy gets hot so the other 3 can get shots if they're having a decent shooting night. You hope one gets hot so he draws a lot of defensive attention, so that opens up opportunities for other guys. I mean, a play that speaks to that was there's a play where Melo had the ball at the high post, and they kind of sent a double team to him, and he kicked it out to Dame for a wide open 3. That was another assist that Melo should have had. That's the thing, is if you can get Dame open looks because of how much of an offensive threat other guys are on the team, like that's something that Dame hasn't really had the opportunity to he hasn't really had that luxury in the past.
There was a play in the second half too where I think it was Hood that brought the ball up, and it was kind of a scramble play, and everyone was running to make sure they guarded Melo and Hood and CJ, and Dame was standing on the other side of the court, like waving his hands wide open. And by the time they saw him, it was too late. But it was like 4 or 5 seconds when no one was guarding him. It's just crazy that like just one guy difference on a roster could make that big of a change.
And go ahead. Well, I was gonna say that's the thing too is Carmelo and Damian Lillard shot 4 for 14 combined from the 3-point line tonight, but it doesn't really matter what they shoot. Those guys are such known threats from the 3-point line that you're still going to have that spacing. Guys are still going to play out on them in a different way than the defenses ever covered Harkless and Aminu.
And we talked about a lot of our earlier losses. They were all like close games. We didn't really get blown out. And we talked about how it was like little details, like, missing an assignment once on defense and the other team getting an open 3 in a clutch situation or something. Like little things like that add up throughout the game, and now we're starting to do that to other teams, and it's nice. And we're seeing how important those little details are. That just having a player of his caliber on the floor really helps. So even if he does have some of those 5 for 15 games, I'm talking about Melo.
Yeah,
like it'll still help him just being on the floor, I think.
Yep, for sure. Shout out to the 134 people in here right now. 140 people in here right now. I think that might be a record for live viewers at one time for any of our post-game streams. Just noticed.
What's up, everyone?
Dope. Yep, we got a crowd in here. But yeah, man, it's fun basketball. It's fun. Like, this team has become so much more fun to watch in the last 3 games. Like, Melo's fun to watch just because of, it's Carmelo Anthony. Dude's a future Hall of Famer. But just in terms of the way the team is playing as a whole, the brand of basketball they're playing, dude, like, some ball movement's better. You see Scal getting a short roll and dribbling across the key and kicking out to CJ for a wide open 3 plays like that. They're playing with more energy. They're playing harder defensively. They're rebounding the ball better. Like, just the improvements have made this team a lot more fun to watch. Not even necessarily in terms of, like, things that are fun to watch. It's just things that were frustrating to watch in the past, giving up a bunch of offensive rebounds, super stagnant offense like that. Those things aren't really a problem like they have been in the past. There are still stretches where it's bad, but overall, the way this team is playing basketball is much more improved. That's the thing, is I don't really have any like bad things to point out from a game where, honestly, if you looked at the final score,
no, I don't really have any negatives. I just think we just got to win these games, right now, and build some confidence, build some. I mean, the only negative I can really think of is how horrible the bench was.
Yeah,
but that
I don't even think that. All right. Okay. Hopefully. Okay. OBS just disconnected. Hopefully we're
get out soon. I think he just needs a couple of shots to fall and he'll be fine.
Yeah. And they didn't shoot well, but they just kind of fit in. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Bazemore isn't really forcing shots like he used to. Nasir Little's just kind of playing his role. Scal made a couple nice passes and played okay defense. You know what I mean? Those guys just need to fit in with the starters, because at this point, I think you leave two of the starters on the court at all times. Two of Dame, CJ, Hood, and Melo. 2 of those guys. And I think that's kind of how you got to do things. And then there's not the same amount of pressure as on the bench guys to score the ball. Then they can kind of play their roles a little bit more because they have 2 scorers on the court with them. Then they can kind of, focus on defense, focus on rebounding, guys like Little, Scalabissiere. They have guys to make passes out to, like Labissiere to CJ on that short roll he had. he had plays like that. That's why I like having 4 legit scorers in the starting lineup, is you could structure the rotation in a way where you can keep 2 of those guys on the court, and then you aren't really relying on having guys off the bench that need to score in a way. So hopefully stream's good now. Okay, my internet stopped freaking out. I don't know why. There's not much in this household using the internet, so I don't know why it does that, man. It's not the best. Maybe I gotta get super long Ethernet cord. My laptop doesn't even connect to Ethernet, so I don't even know. I got figured out though. But hopefully it's good. If it starts lagging again, I'll just switch to the thumbnail. I'll just switch to this, and yeah, we'll do it like that. But we'll take questions. So
everyone's talking in the chat about Derrick Rose being a great addition to this roster.
I mean, what would we trade? I mean, we trade what? Bazemore?
I think they're saying Rose and Snell for Bazemore would work.
Oh, that's what I was just thinking. Honestly, man, if Simons keeps struggling, I still want to give Simons more leeway. You know what I mean? Because he came out on fire to start the season, and now he's in a slump. If we could just get him playing like how he was earlier this season more consistently, I don't see the need to go get Derrick Rose.
Right.
Derrick Rose isn't a great 3-point shooter. He kind of needs the ball in his hands to play effectively. And with the guys that we have on this roster, I'm not sure if that's necessarily the best fit. I think, obviously Derrick Rose is a little bit obviously he's better than Simons. I shouldn't say a little bit. Obviously Derrick Rose is better than Simons, but Simons' skill set is a little bit more of a fit in a way, because Simons is, I think, a better 3-point shooter, a little bit better playing off the ball. Doesn't really need the ball in his hands. If that makes sense.
Jamal Crawford, no.
Yeah, hell no to Jamal Crawford. I'm not even going to go into that. But, I mean, Derrick Rose, if Simons is still struggling, that could be an option. I think that Detroit would probably do that trade just to get out from Snell's contract. And they wouldn't really need Derrick Rose with how bad they're struggling. That could definitely be a guy to go get. And Snell could play the Bazemore role as well as Bazemore, I think. He's a better 3-point shooter. He'd be a better fit, I think, than Bazemore, and he's still a okay defender.
Plus, no one try to go attack the rim and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
he would play within the offense.
That could be an interesting trade that we haven't really talked about. But no to Bobby Portis. Why wouldn't we want a ball handler off the bench? We got no scorers. Like I just said, we keep 2 of our 4 scorers in the starting lineup. Two of the 4 scorers in the starting lineup should be on playing with the bench unit, staggered in a way so they're playing with the bench unit. So you have to think about it. How well is Rose going to fit with next to one of Damon CJ and next to one of Rodney Hood and Carmelo Anthony, which I have some questions about.
Yeah, and I like, once again, I have to get Stotts credit for switching up the rotations, and he's been taking CJ and Melo out early and then bringing them back in before the first quarter is even over. Yeah. So you always have 2 of those 4 guys in the game right now, and I think that's the right way to play it.
For sure. Yeah, his rotation has improved, man. I don't have the same complaints about his rotation as I did earlier this season, which is nice. Honestly, I have no complaints about Stotts lately. The team's moving the ball better. The team is switching up their pick and roll coverages a bit. You see Melo, he hedges a lot of times on pick and rolls. Their defensive schemes are better, which was one of my complaints. The ball movement's better, which is one of my complaints. They actually even threw in a set where they set a cross screen for Melo. They're a lot of the things I've complained about, Stotts has improved on. I have no complaints with Stotts the past 3 games. Now, we'll see if it continues, because the Blazers would always have 3-game stretches where it's like, oh, wow, looks like this team is a lot better coached, and then they'd regress and go back to running sets that stagnates their offense and running only one pick-and-roll scheme, that's the type of thing, is Stotts will regress most seasons, so we'll see if this lasts.
And I mean, we played the Bulls twice in OKC.
Exactly.
So we'll see if we get down to a team like the Clippers, if people start going ISO, or if we continue to play with the ball movement.
That game will be really interesting too. Just as a litmus test for playing with Melo. These guys have played a couple games together.
Clippers lost tonight in San Antonio with both Kawhi and Paul George playing.
Did they? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a shocking loss, because San Antonio's been really struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's hopefully that's a game we can win. We have 3 days of rest before we go play the Clippers. I believe they have 2 days of rest before that game, but just with the way we're playing, we might have a shot in that game. And with that rest is going to be helpful. That'll just be an interesting game to watch. I'm looking forward to that game. Even if we lose that game, man, we have games after that we should win. Now we're starting to take care of the games we should win. Phoenix lost tonight, so we're literally only 1 game out of the playoffs.
Yep.
We're 1 game out of the playoffs, guys. After how bad things looked after losing to Cleveland when we were 5-12, right now we're 1 game out of the playoffs. And with our pieces, with our ability to make a move, with the way Carmelo has looked, we could be a really good team going into the playoffs. Even if we're the 8th seed, I think we could give any team some problems. We could give the Lakers some problems, I think. Especially since, they'd probably be trapping with AD, JaVale McGee, guys like that. Now we have the perfect pieces to beat the trap. And I think that Dame will learn how to, use those pieces. I think those pieces will kind of figure out how to beat the trap. You know what I mean? Because a lot of possessions ended up with Aminu and Harkless threes. And Stotts is partly to blame for the way they've dealt with traps in the past, but now it's like there's no reason. I don't think there's a way you can't figure this out with these pieces on the court, no matter what the coaching is. You got 4 lethal scorers, lethal shooters, and they're all smart players for the most part. Rodney Hood, Carmelo Anthony, those guys are smart offensively. So yeah, that's the thing. It's like if what has been our Achilles heel the past few seasons in terms of the playoffs, I think is going to be something that teams will try to, teams will still trap us, but I think we can actually take advantage of that and use that against teams now with the personnel that we have now with Rodney Hood, Carmelo Anthony. So I'm feeling good, man. 1 game out of the playoffs with with 62 games left. Everybody's talking about tanking. Everybody's talking about, oh, you know what, doesn't look like we're going to make the playoffs after we're 5-12. I told you our schedule is going to lighten up. We're going to get home games, and we could get this right. And we're 8-12. There's a lot of games we should have won. We should be at least 10-10, honestly. I mean, you look at that Philadelphia 76ers game that we gave up, and you look at a lot of our other close losses. You look at losing to the Cavs, games like that. We should be 10-10, but it's not bad, man. We're one game behind Phoenix right now. Phoenix played before tonight. I don't know did they play at home tonight? Phoenix played at home tonight. So far Phoenix has played, I believe, 12 home games and 6 road games. And their strength of schedule hasn't been that difficult. And that's the thing. They're the breakout team, but they've played a ton of home games against mediocre teams, and they're 8-10. Phoenix isn't going to last. That was my prediction. Phoenix is not going to last. So we're literally a game back. We're good. We're good to go.
There's a lot of teams jumbled, but yeah, even if you look higher in the standings, we're 3 games behind Minnesota. We haven't played them. We still have 4 games against them. So we can get right back into it if we go 3-1 or 4-0 against them this seaon.
Exactly.
So yeah, we could climb those standings pretty fast.
Yeah. I mean, all these teams don't have the same home road differential as us. Right now we've played, let's see here, 9 home games, 13 road games. A lot of the teams I'm looking at in the playoffs right now have played more home than away games. Clippers have played 12 home games, 8 away games. Dallas has played 10 home games, 8 away games. Houston has played 9-9. Utah's played 9 home games, 10 away games. They're 12-7 though. They're literally only 4.5 games ahead of us, and we play them 4 more times this year. So if we're able to maybe go 3-1 against the Jazz, we could easily catch them. You know what I mean? Those games will be important to win, but we could definitely, we kind of control our destiny right now. You know what I mean? We're playing better. We have a lot of home games. Our schedule lines up. There's no reason to think this team can't go out and get a 4 seed or even a 3 seed. I mean, we saw it in the past where we didn't start too hot. We ended up getting a 3 seed. And right now there's just a lot of teams that haven't played as hard of a schedule as us. I don't know. I'm just feeling optimistic right now.
We just can't go on too many bad stretches. But if we play like we've been playing, I think we can move up. Yeah. Someone, me 7-0 stay. I guess I'm supposed to say Melo stay. Maybe. I don't know. He's asking, are you sold on Melo and can he sustain this high level performance? I don't think he'll be able to do this every game, but we've just been talking about, just him being on the floor creates so many more mismatches and opportunities for the other guys. That's just great having a guy like that on the floor.
I mean, he's getting over 22 points per game his last 3 games on over 50% shooting from the field. Yeah. He's not going to sustain that. He's not taking bad shots though. But I mean, what if he sustained that, man? He'd be literally an all-star caliber player. He would probably be our second best player.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll sustain that. Something close to that would be phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
something just a little worse than that would still be phenomenal. Yeah.
He's certainly capable of doing that. He's done that most of his career, so that's definitely not his problem. Yeah, and if he's going to give us some communication and help out on our defense too, I mean, there's nothing negative that I don't see isn't sustainable, other than he's not going to have games like last game too often where he goes 9 for 11. But he's getting good shots. He's not forcing a lot. And there was a play too. We got off that bad start, and called a timeout, and then we just got the ball to Melo in the post, and he got us a bucket. You know, that kind of stuff. We don't have. Once again, our guards can do that, but it's a lot harder for a guard to do that than having a guy who can just go down to the post and get a bucket for you when you're struggling.
Yeah, 1,000%. Zacho Calipano says Hazonia greater than Melo. I think you got that backwards. I'm assuming he has that backwards, but yeah, dude, it's just crazy how our power forward position has developed already this season, from Collins to having to rely on Tolliver and Hazonia to getting Melo, man. It's definitely been an interesting season interesting season so far, and it will be even more interesting as we go down the stretch. I just like that I'm enjoying Blazer basketball again, man, because it was so frustrating after loss after loss after loss to not be able to like truly enjoy the post game show that we do. You know, I still enjoy them after a loss, but it was more like we're just venting our frustrations and we can't really just like relax and enjoy a win like we were expecting to have more of this season.
Right.
Now we've won 3 games in a row. I'm really enjoying these post-game streams during the stretch, man. I really enjoy talking about freaking Carmelo Anthony, which is something I didn't expect to say, man.
Let's switch to Hassan for a second. So Tommy Thompson is asking, what do you think about people saying Hassan doesn't contribute anything? His stats are all empty stats according to them. And this is, I just want to give you credit because for most of the season now, you've been saying that Hassan is not the problem, and that whether people want to believe you or not, you've been very you've kept that stance throughout the season, even when we were losing, and I mostly agreed with you, and I was one of the people who defended him not being lazy before the season started, and he's a weird guy. He's emotionally weird. His movements, the way he plays the game is weird.
Yeah.
I think it's just like different, and it looks like he's lazy, and he's just not a very, very mobile guy, and he seems a little moody on the court sometimes. But man, he's got the tools to help this team, and obviously when he shows it on a night like tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that people were starting to freak out over him in preseason, and the message I kept saying was, Hassan's going to be fine. Hassan's going to be fine. He had 2 great games to start the season. There was people questioning if he was better than Nurk, and I was kind of holding people back like, no, he had 2 great games. You know what I mean? Like, I've been pretty steady, you know, if it's, you know, reassuring Blazer fans of him, or if it's like keeping Blazer fans from overrating him at the same time. You know what I mean? I've been steady in regards to him. You're right on that. But
Terry Stott stole Hassan's trash cans.
Trying to piss off Hassan into blocking 10 shots. That's funny, man. But that's the thing, dude, is like he's gonna have he was banged up. He was banged up, and I kept trying to point that out. He's banged up. He doesn't look like he had the same spark he did in Miami, but he was dealing with a hip injury. He was dealing with a knee injury. He was dealing with a ankle, you know, he's had problems with his ankles early on this season. So dude's been banged up in terms of his legs. So the thing is I feel like if it was a different player, people would be pointing that out like, okay, he's dealing with these injuries. But because Miami Heat fans labeled him as lazy, people aren't talking about, oh, he's dealing with, you know, injuries to his legs, his hip, his ankle. People are just like, oh, he's just being lazy. You know what I mean? I feel like some Blazer fans have latched on to what Heat fans said about Hassan Whiteside, and now any chance they get to like say the same things, they do, if that makes sense. So it's like, I don't know. He just doesn't look lazy to me. He doesn't look lazy at all. The dude blocked 10 shots tonight. And he was in position to block. There was a couple blocks. He got called for a foul that should have been blocks. The one on the alley-oop should have been a block. Like, dude was rotating well. Dude was rotating fast. Dude was battling for boards. I don't see where Blazer fans think this guy is lazy. Tonight, he struggled to finish, which I guess you could be like, oh, you know, he's kind of lazily shooting up shots. I don't know. Like, there's going to be games where he doesn't finish well. Tonight was a game where he didn't finish well, but he's been efficient all season long. Going into this game tonight, he was shooting 63 true shooting percentage. He's having one of his most efficient seasons to date. His defense has been good. I just don't understand why he gets hated on so much. It's like we lost Myers Leonard, so we need a new center to be our scapegoat. You know what I mean? He's been the scapegoat for a lot of issues. It makes no sense. People were blaming him for our lack of ball movement, but it wasn't his fault. And now we've seen that this lineup with Hassan Whiteside in it can move the ball really, really well. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing I was saying. He's not to blame for our ball movement. There was one game where I think it was the Bucks game where Scal started and Hassan didn't play. And we moved the ball well, and Scal hit shots, and people were saying, see, look how much better we move the ball without Hassan Whiteside on the court. And what I was trying to say at the time was, correlation does not equal causation. That's a saying I use a lot. Just because something correlates doesn't mean that something is the cause. So just because the team moved the ball better with Scal in the lineup instead of Hassan doesn't mean that not having Hassan was the reason they moved the ball better. I think people need to chill on him. I saw Zach Calipano tweeting at me that apparently the people sitting in front of him at the game tonight were constantly complaining about Hassan Whiteside, which I think is ridiculous. Zacho, you can tell me what they were complaining about because I'm curious to hear that, man, because the only thing you could complain about was he missed a few shots. That's it, because dude was phenomenal tonight.
Yeah, and you just heard the comments from Dame before last game, I think it was, about how it's just been a bit of a slower – he's a little bit of a slower learner than obviously Nurk came right in and dominated. We had Nurk fever. Now we have Melomanias going on.
Melomania.
Yeah, Whiteside's just a little different. And two, like, I always have to remind myself that he is 30 years old. It's not like he's 22 years old like Scal is or something. Like, he's not quite as mobile. And, but he played phenomenal tonight. The only thing I wish he would do is, like, sometimes he gets the ball in the post, and if he can't get to his little flip shots in the middle of the key, he, like, whenever he goes baseline, he seems to struggle to get a good shot. I
mean, he's gonna have deficiencies in his game. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna have areas he struggles. It's just funny how much people rib on him in general. It's like that's the only thing they can focus on is the deficiencies he has in his game, and they'll complain about him when he's in the middle of setting a single game block record for the Portland Trail Blazers.
Right. And I mentioned this after the last game. We're not using him as high in the pick and rolls. They're either right at the 3-point line or lower, and that's been huge too. Just getting him closer to the basket when he gets the ball instead of at the free throw line extended. And he's doing a better job of, like, sealing and cutting and flashing to the ball in the middle of the key too. Scal's been trying to do that. He got called for a 3-second one, which I thought was kind of BS tonight. It's weird. Like, only players like Scal get called for 3 seconds in the key. Like, no star players ever get called for this.
I know, man. Gobert, like, even a guy like Gobert, he ain't getting called for that. He's allowed to just kind of camp under the rim and protect that thing. And, yeah, I don't know. We get a lot of 3-second calls against us that are very iffy. There is probably the play you're talking about against Scal where, like, when they called it, I don't even think he was in the key. And he looked like he was arm's length reach away from a Chicago Bull, which if you're...
Oh, I was talking about offense.
Oh, offense. Oh, yeah, offense. Yeah.
They, like, never call it, but then they call it on Scout.
Yeah. Yeah, right when he shoots, too. Yeah, they're iffy with that, but no, Hassan was great tonight, and when you got a lineup that we do with 4, like, mediocre defenders, average defenders at best, you need a rim protector like Hassan Whiteside. You need a guy like that to protect the rim, and so I think he's a good fit. Nurkic I still think is the better player. Nurkic's passing with this lineup would be beautiful to watch. Nurkic's rim protection is just as good, but Whiteside, man, great stopgap center for us, and he's killing it right now.
I would love to get a chance to see, like, a healthy Nurk play with the other 4 starters right now.
Oh, man.
Nothing against Whiteside. Just on the offensive end, that would be beautiful to watch.
I mean, Nurkic, I think, is maybe the most underrated player in the NBA. At least before his injury, is super underrated because people don't view him as, like, this elite rim protector because he doesn't get insane block numbers like a Whiteside will. A lot of times, the thing is, making a guy miss a layup and getting the defensive rebound a lot of times is better than blocking a shot because a lot of blocks go out of bounds or a lot of blocks go back to the other team. If you can make a guy miss and then be in position to grab that board, that's the best case scenario. That's what Nurkic does so well. And then offensively, Nurkic was super underrated last season. You're talking about a guy getting over 20 points per 36 minutes and getting 4 assists per 36 minutes and being efficient, 57 true shooting percentage. It's not great for a big man, but I'd say it's about at least average. And when you're getting 20 points per 36 minutes, that means it's, productive scoring. Nurkic, super underrated, man. He was great last year, and I'd love for him to come back healthy with this lineup and see what we can do. That's the thing, man, is like we're missing a great player right now, but we're playing a good brand of basketball. And it's going to be interesting to see what this team is like after the trade deadline. We're missing, our starting front court right now.
Well, because, if you just took our starting five and added Collins and Nurk into the rotation, that would solve all of our bench problems right now, pretty much.
I know, man. Yeah.
But I do think Nurk is better than Whiteside as far as like a team-wise and this scheme and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple of things that have been brought up in chat several times. One is when Nurk's back, I don't anticipate him to be starting or playing heavy minutes right off the bat, so you probably want to bring him in slowly off the bench, playing like 15, 20 minutes a game at the most, at least initially. And then two, people are asking if it would be a mistake to trade Whiteside, given how well he's played and stuff, and how well we're just talking about him. And I'll just say this. So Whiteside has a huge contract, almost $28 million. And if we don't trade him, then he's a free agent at the end of this season. Now, we do have his bird rights, so we could re-sign him if that's something the team was interested in doing. The center market didn't play out very well this last summer. There's a lot less free agents this summer, so I don't know what his price range will be. But that is an option. But let's say we didn't trade him and then he left without staying with the Blazers, then the means to replace him are much tougher in that situation. We wouldn't really gain cap space, but we'd not have the means to trade him anymore since he's a free agent. And so it's just a matter of, do you risk losing that production for 4 months after the trade deadline, or is it better to think about the team long term, finding that piece that will get us over the top, both possibly this year and in future years?
Well, here's my thinking. I think Scal is good enough to play 25 minutes a game and be serviceable. You know what I mean? So if you trade Hassan, you still have a solid center there to play. Nurkic and Scal would play the center minutes. I do think you could put Nurkic back in the lineup even if you had him on kind of a minutes restriction, 15, 20 minutes, whatever. And then we get I think we'll get Collins back sometime in March who can play center. So we'd have, options there. Even if Nurkic isn't quite the same, we'd still have that position covered, especially by the time playoff rolls around, because I'd expect Nurk to be kind of rounding back into form a little bit. The playoffs start about 13 months after his leg injury, so that's a long time to recover from that. He has to get back into shape, but he was doing workouts a couple months ago. He was doing workouts before the season. I think he'll be in decent shape. I think he'll be a decent option. He might not be the Nurk of last year that was killing it right before his injury, but I still think he'll be at least like Whiteside level. So I don't think that I think that we'll be in a position too that we're kind of trying to make the best possible team for the postseason. So I'm not even, and this isn't even focusing on your point, which is that we'd be better long term by getting something for Whiteside now. I honestly don't think Whiteside will resign here. I think he'll want to go start somewhere. So that's the thing, is we'll be better long term, but honestly, short term, I still think it's the right move to make too, because we could get a player at one of the forward spots, which would really help our lineup, especially if it's a guy like Otto Porter Jr., Blake Griffin, somebody like that. Then you could move one of Carmelo or Rodney Hood to the bench, and that would really help our bench unit out. And then you'd have that upgrade at the forward spot. And then we'd have the center position covered, especially by the time playoff rolls around, because I think Nurk would be rounded back into form. We'd probably have Collins back, and we'd still have Scal. So it makes sense. You know what I mean? It makes sense to end up moving Whiteside in the future. I kind of don't even really like talking about, moving Whiteside after such a great game tonight. Right. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like the partnership. I look at it like he needs us. He's in a contract year. He's going to want to get paid next offseason. He needs us. We need him right now.
And if
So
we
that's
need to find a situation where, like, because I honestly don't think he has a lot of trade value other than his expiring contract. Like,
mhm.
you're not going to get. It's not the same as like if Detroit traded Andre Drummond. They could probably get a first for him, and contracts,
Yeah, there's not
But
a lot of teams that need a starting center that are competitive.
so you just want to find a team that's looking to A, dump a big contract, and B, might be willing to have some value in having his bird rights. But yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of those teams out there. But yeah, that's the conundrum. Like, I don't want to be talking about that either on a night like this.
Hmm.
But this is like the problem we're going to run into here in a couple months. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
we're almost to in a week or so it'll be 2 months till the trade deadline, and a lot can still happen between now and then. So Zach was asking if we could sign and trade Whiteside in the offseason. Technically, we could, but sign and trades are like super silly to even consider like as an option before the offseason even starts, because not only does Whiteside have to agree to sign with another team, that team would have to not be able to sign him outright and have to need to trade contracts back to get him. And then in our situation where we're so far over the cap and fighting luxury tax, which we might not be this summer, but sign and trading someone does hard cap you. And
No,
that,
that's only if you bring somebody in via sign and trade. You could sign and trade Whiteside out and not be hard capped. You just can't sign and trade and bring somebody in.
oh, I was thinking of like a double sign and trade.
Oh yeah, double sign and trade. Yeah, I mean, like maybe in the offseason you could sign and trade Whiteside to whatever team wants him, and use that as outgoing salary to try and bring in somebody via trade. But that though, yeah, like you said, those are super iffy. Whiteside isn't going to be signed for $27 million, so he's not going to be able to like bring in a Blake Griffin by himself. And then we don't have many other contracts that are usable of guys that we'd be willing to trade, if that makes sense. So
Sign and trades are usually really rare. It just so happened there was like this weird thing where several teams signed like a free agent from one team, and then that team that he left from signed the player from that team, so it worked out to make it a sign and trade.
For example, D'Angelo Russell and Kevin Durant switched
Right.
teams. And
that's the only reason why D'Angelo Russell is even on the Warriors.
Yeah, they didn't have cap space to sign D'Angelo Russell. They just convinced D'Angelo Russell to want to go there, so then they signed and traded Kevin Durant for D'Angelo Russell, basically. Yeah, so I don't know. Signing trades are iffy, so as far as Whiteside goes, like I don't think we'd end up signing trading him anyway. It has to make sense for the team to want to bring him in, sign and trade via sign and trade. I don't know. It's iffy, so that's not a possibility. You know what I mean? I still think it's going to be the right move to end up shipping him, but right now he's playing great basketball and he's helping this team. And I think we're kind of helping him rebuild his value a little bit. I think this partnership will help him get a better contract on the market. And right now, it's just like I'm just hope that he's enjoying playing basketball here. He's enjoying what we're doing right now. And maybe we do keep him past the deadline. Maybe we do re-sign him to pair with Nurkic in the future. I don't know. Just kind of. We'll just kind of play this by ear. We'll have videos covering trades and stuff.
He did go over to Dame's house for Thanksgiving. That's cool to hear.
Yeah, I smell Thanksgiving dinner right now. I don't know why, man. I think something upstairs, some Thanksgiving turkey. I smell like turkey with gravy right now. It's probably got a vent right there. Probably the smell got carried through the vent. I'm getting hungry right now. But yeah, hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I took a big nap after eating. I ate and then I passed out.
Sorry, Gassy Jalapeno. We can't avoid it. That's all anyone wants to talk about is trades. So we got sidetracked a little.
Yeah, we'll talk about what the chat wants to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, and there are times where we see trade talk and we don't address it. Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing is that this post game show is kind of like the last two. Where we had solid ball movement. Melo killed it again. The team played well, even though they only won by 4, and now we move on. I guess we can look ahead to the schedule, because we got the Clippers next. But as I said, 3 days rest. After that, let me pull it up here. After the Clip, what?
Go ahead.
I said after the Clippers, we got the Kings at home, and then we got the Lakers at home. Then we got the Thunder at home. Then we got the Knicks at home. So this is going to be an interesting 5-game stretch. I'm hoping that we go 4-1. That is my optimistic hope. I'm expecting 3-2, but I'm hoping we can go 4-1. If we go 4-1, we'd be 12-13.
Do you think Melo is saving the season? True or false? Says Eternal Scrubs.
It's I don't know. It's hard to put it completely on Melo because they're playing a better brand of basketball as a whole. You know what I mean? Melo's helped that, but it's also not. It's not just Melo.
I think he definitely saved our team.
He's helping a lot.
The way it was with the injuries and stuff.
He's helping a lot. I mean, we couldn't going forward with Hazonia and Tolliver would have been rough, man. He's completely knocked both those guys out of the rotation. That's really helped our team because those guys are bad players.
Yeah, see, I think he's really changed the whole. I mean, Dame hasn't had to do as much in any of these wins that he would normally have, but he's still putting up decent numbers too. And then I don't know, but it's something like if we would have signed him in the off season, though, I don't know if he would have had the same effect that he's having right now. I mean, who knows if Collins gets hurt? If there's it would have been a butterfly effect type thing.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's hard to say. But I think he's the perfect player at the perfect time, and it's weird to say because our ball movement was so crappy and our defense was so bad. But it's been decent since he's gotten here. So I mean,
he provided an emotional spark too. You can kind of tell guys are playing a little harder. He definitely uplifted this franchise a bit. Alvaro Brazon, we've talked about Hood. I don't know if you're in here for that, but yeah, Hood's playing great, super efficient, over 50% again tonight. But yeah, man, I mean, Melo's helping for sure. He's a huge upgrade over the guys we had. Part of it is just getting those guys out of the rotation, not having to rely on Anthony Tolliver and Mario Hezonja, which I talked about during our free agency live stream on the first day of free agency that I didn't want to I didn't want to be in a position to have to rely on Mario Hezonja. I got so much heat for that, man. I still need to make a video where I go through the comment section of that video because I got so much heat, man. Oh my goodness. I told you guys Mario Hezonja wasn't going to be good, man. I told you guys don't just magically become different players by going to a different system. Sure, it could help, but I watched that dude in New York and it's just this dude is not good. It doesn't matter where he plays. He's not going to be a good NBA player. He can't shoot. He's not creative with his handle at all. So if he can't shoot and can't get inside and isn't a particularly good defender, what is he gonna do well? People are point forward, he can pass. It's but he can't break down the defense. Hezonja can't consistently get into the lane because he doesn't have the handle or the quickness to be able to consistently break down the defense to create passing opportunities. And that's exactly what we saw.
His value is going to be like Stauskas and Baldwin last year, hopefully.
He is I told you he was this year's Stauskas, man.
But Stauskas brought us Rodney Hood. So if having signed Hezonja and Tolliver brings us a guy like that at the trade deadline, then I will be ecstatic.
Honestly, I hate even wording it like that, because it wasn't Stauskas at all. It was just a minimum contract brought us Rodney Hood. You know what I mean? We had minimum contracts to trade. So you have to have 14 guys on the team. So we could have went out and signed. They could have signed me to a minimum contract for a Hezonja spot, and then I could have landed us a Rodney Hood type at the trade deadline. You know what I mean? So it's we had to have somebody on the team. I wish we didn't settle for Hezonja, but I think settling for Hezonja and Tolliver made it so that we wanted to go out and get Carmelo because of how bad those guys were. So maybe it was a good thing in terms of it motivated us to go and get Carmelo. We might have had a little better option than Hezonja and Tolliver, and that might have led us to not feeling desperate enough to go out and get Carmelo, who's been such a pleasant surprise. You know, I mean, that now it seems oh yeah, obviously we should have added Carmelo, but at the time it's wow, Portland's desperate that they're adding Carmelo. I don't know. It's interesting how things played out. But we got interesting game on. I've said interesting a lot. It's repetitive, but interesting game against the Clippers, and then a couple games after that, Lakers at home. God, I want to beat the Lakers. God, I hate the Lakers, man. Lakers have had such an easy schedule. People are hyping them up so much. That team is so overrated, dude. Have you seen who they've played? This season?
Tonight they were going to play the Wizards.
I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna go through their schedule I'm gonna say all the teams they played. I'm gonna try and do it quickly, but just to show you guys how bad the teams LA's played. Like, oh, they're 17-2, but the teams they've played, man. Starting at the start of the season, Clippers lost, Jazz at home, Hornets at home, Grizzlies at home, Mavericks on the road, Spurs on the road, Bulls on the road, Heat at home, Raptors at home, Suns on the road, Warriors at home, Kings at home, Hawks at home, Thunder at home, Thunder on the road, Grizzlies on the road, Spurs on the road, Pelicans on the road, Wizards at home. That is such an easy schedule. That's who they played, man. That's who they've played. That's literally, in the month of November, they played 2 playoff teams. The Heat and the Raptors at home. That's the only 2. Okay, I guess they played the Mavericks once. But I don't think the Mavericks are a playoff team. And that was all the way back on November 1st. In October, they played 2 playoff teams and they played 2 playoff teams and 2 non-playoff teams. So far this season, out of their 19 games, they've played 3 playoff teams. 4 if you want to count the Mavericks. Their schedule has been so easy. I didn't even realize it was that easy, bro. They're 17-2, but I don't think they're the quality of a 17-2 team. So that's a game that I think we can be competitive in. Melo on Anthony Davis is going to be kind of rough.
And even when the Lakers had like great teams, we always played them well at home.
Yeah. I wish we had Collins to go up against AD. Our front court matched up better with LA's front court than I think any team in the league, maybe outside of Philadelphia, because like Collins on AD at power forward, that's a great option. Because Collins can kind of slide his feet and stay in front of guys on the perimeter, which Anthony Davis has the ability to play on the perimeter. But then also he has the size inside to give Anthony Davis fits. You know what I mean? That combination at a power forward is very rare. That's the type of guy you need to guard Anthony Davis with. So I wish we had Collins, man, to go up against AD, and then, Collins and Whiteside protecting the rim. The Lakers aren't a great 3-point shooting team. I actually thought we matched up really, really well with them, with Collins and Whiteside or Nurkic. That's also why I think that we would have a chance to beat them in the postseason if we ended up matching up against them, is because we should have Collins back. Collins and Nurkic is a great defensive front court to play against the Lakers, but I do think they're super overrated. That's a game in a few games from now that I think we can be competitive in. We can probably win. I'm just hoping we win one of these LA games, either the Clippers on the road or the Lakers at home, because the other three.
Lance Pinkel's asking who's going to guard LeBron, and Melo knows all his tendencies. He's going to shut him down. I'm just playing, but
it's going to be a team effort. You know what I mean? Like He's not really scoring at the same clip. He's getting like 23, 24 points per game. He's getting 11 assists per game. So it's really not letting him get opportunities to pass the ball, protecting the rim well. I'm more worried about AD than anything, because Melo on AD, Melo's strong inside, so maybe he can keep AD from getting his way inside. I don't know. It's just we're going to have to play really good team defense. It's not really going to be any one guy's job to slow guys down. We're going to have to like play on a string defensively. Like we're going to have to help each other out, scramble well, play good team defense in order to be competitive against the Lakers. But we've made progress in that area. That's why I'm optimistic with that game. Because the thing is, we won one of those LA games. There's 3 other games in the next 5 that we should win. And now I feel more comfortable talking about games that we should win. The Chicago Bulls team, we played them a couple games ago, so they were motivated to come in and get some revenge. And I thought they played good defense. I thought Chicago actually played a decent game. They didn't shoot too well, but they played a decent brand of basketball. They looked a lot better than the last time we played them. But yeah, because the other 3 games we got in this upcoming 5-game stretch, other than the LA teams, we got the Kings at home, Thunder at home, and Knicks at home. We should win all 3 of those games.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? We could have a letdown, but I don't think any of those teams are really all that much better than the Chicago Bulls. We just crushed the Thunder. The Knicks are horrible. Knicks are 4-15. Knicks are worse than the Bulls. In the Kings, have been playing better, but I don't even know if De'Aaron Fox is back.
So everyone in the chat's talking about Iguodala now, and including Gassy Jalapeno, who told us not to talk about trades, but now that's all he's talking about. Come on, man.
Oh, man. That's the thing, man. I don't even, like, I used to be more in tune with chat during these live streams than I am now because a lot of times I'll be talking about our schedule, and I'll go and look at the chat, and, like, 75% of it is, like, Gallinari, Iguodala. Gallinari, Otto Porter Jr., Robert Covington. Just that's basically how it is. Yeah. Wow.
So Iguodala.
Here we go. That's right.
I just want to say this really quick. I don't think he's an option because pretty much the only contract we have to match up is Bazemore, who would add a couple million to Memphis's payroll, and they're said to be asking a first. They're not going to accept Bazemore in a second for Iguodala, I don't think. I think they'd probably get better offers from other teams than that.
It'll be my prediction is still Dallas. Dallas will trade Courtney Lee for Iguodala. That'll save Memphis $4.5 million. And Dallas has some second-round picks. I think a couple of their second-round picks are, like, good second-round picks. I think, like, they might have, like, Cleveland's second-round pick or something. They're, like, second-round pick that's going to be in the 30s somewhere, and I think that's the best that the Grizzlies can ask for. Iguodala makes a ton of sense. It's a great fit for Dallas. That is my prediction. Dallas will trade Courtney Lee and a second-round pick, maybe 2 second-round picks for Andre Iguodala. I don't think he's really an option. That's why I didn't really want to discuss him.
And then, our other contract, so if you got to a point where you could trade Whiteside and you could do, like, Solomon Hill and Iguodala or something just to get more incentive for them to do it, but I don't think they do that either since they just re-signed Valanciunas. They have Jaren Jackson. They don't really want Whiteside, so that's a horrible fit for either of our two tradable pieces for that contract.
Yep. I don't know how Dennis Smith Jr. got brought up, but he's worse than Anthony right now.
I think they're talking about the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
The Knicks game.
Dennis Smith Jr. has been horrible this year. Go look at his stats. Yeah, the Knicks, that could definitely be our easiest game of the season right there, Knicks at home. Yeah, so hopefully they can win one of these LA games and take care of the 3 that they have at home against teams they should beat. I'm expecting 3-2. Maybe they win one of the games they shouldn't and lose one of the games they should, or they take care of the games they should win and lose the games they shouldn't win. 3-2, I think, is pretty realistic projection right here. That would leave us at 11-14, which the Rockets were 11-14 last year, and I believe they won 53 games, maybe 52, 53 games.
They won 53 with us. Yeah, we all tied for second.
That's the thing, man. 11-14 would not be the end of the world at all. And that's if we go 3-2. If we win one of these LA teams and somehow find a way to go 4-1, we'll be 12-13. That gets our the LA teams, I think, are the 2 best teams in the Western Conference. That gets 2 of our difficult games out of the way. We only have 3 games against the Clippers and the Lakers, so we'd only have them twice each for the rest of the season. Or no, we already played the Clippers once, so we literally have the Clippers once for the rest of the season. That's the end of the regular season too. That's something to think about. We play the Clippers 3 times this season. We've already played them once. We play them our second time next, and then the third time is the end of the regular season when they could very well be resting guys. I expect them to be resting guys. Easy the rest of the season. I mean, I'm feeling good. But while there's still 100 people in here, you guys can leave a donation to the channel. There's information in the description. If you leave a donation of $10 a month or more on Patreon, we will invite you on a post-game show or a podcast. If you donate $25 a month or more, then I'll invite you in for a mailbag, maybe another video, maybe a trade talk video. You guys can appear on a video, as well as one of our live stream things, which is the podcast or the post-game show. You can also leave a donation on PayPal, or you can leave a donation straight to YouTube. There's a money icon down there in the chat. You can leave a super chat. Those are fun. I like the colorful little bar. You guys can ask us a question. We'll read off your super chat. You can leave us a message, whatever. We'll read it off, and that's just a way you can support the channel if you want. We greatly appreciate any support you guys are willing to give, and we greatly appreciate engagement. This chat's still popping an hour in, which I love to see. Fun post game show, man. We'll
also make sure you hit that like button.
Like button helps out the channel a lot. Eric always
even if you can't donate
helps me remember that for sure. for sure, bro. Because I always forget that. I never wanted to be that YouTuber that always starts off his videos with the cliche like smash that subscribe button and make sure
All
you
the good
pound
ones
that like button, pound that like button and destroy that subscribe button, and we're gonna get into this video. You know what I mean? They say it so like so like violently. You know what I mean?
Every single one of those dumb videos my kids watch, they all do that stuff.
Punch that subscribe button. They punch their camera. Yep. But yeah, punch the hell out of that subscribe button if you haven't punched that subscribe button. Don't actually punch it. Don't break your phone or your computer. Click or tap that like button. Who gave the dislikes? We always got a couple of haters in here. They might be Bulls fans. They might be Blazer fans that don't like that I'm not the biggest Stotts fan in the world. We got like a couple of people that consistently dislike videos, which is, whatever. You guys can counteract them by hitting that like button. That's the thing. It's never going to be perfect. Actually, the mailbag, I think, was perfect in terms of likes and dislikes. I think there was like 60-some likes, no dislikes.
Now you're going to go get a bunch of dislikes.
Man. If you guys dislike the video, you guys try to ruin the channel. No, it doesn't ruin the channel. I don't know. It just helps with like getting videos recommended and that type of thing.
So speaking of your Stotts hate, Mellow Stay is asking if you still want him gone.
I've wanted him gone consistently for a while.
Here's the thing, though. It's dumb to talk about it in that way because he's not going to be gone. He's going to be our coach. So it's like we can point out things he's doing well. We both gave him credit tonight.
Mm-hmm. And let me just say this. The team is playing a better brand of basketball. I don't have complaints with Stotts for the last 3 games, so I don't even really want to talk about how I think other coaches are better or how I think my opinion on a lot of things aren't going to change unless like for an entire season Stotts shows me differently. You know what I mean? Which he's shown some good things in the last 3 games, but there are stretches during past seasons where team starts playing a better brand of basketball and then they regress as the season goes on, or they regress back to a worse brand of basketball. So
and our issues have always been against the tougher teams and once the playoffs hit where you have to make adjustments game to game and have solid game plans and stick to those game plans when they're doing well and not resort back to your old style when you hit just like tough stretches and stuff. Not blowing leads, not consistently running pick and roll 30 feet away from the basket into traps and not having any clue how to avoid that. That kind of stuff is what bothers us. Not guarding Steph Curry in a Western Conference Finals game. Like all those things are. Stotts is a really good regular season coach, and
I wouldn't even say he's a really good regular season coach, but
I mean, just in terms of getting his guys to show up and play hard and stuff like that. I mean, there was some questionable games earlier in the season, but for the most part, under his tenure, the team never gives up. I mean, he even put Dame back in that game in Houston when they were down 20-plus points in the fourth quarter because of that style. So you could say maybe that's a negative sometimes, but I think it's good at times during the regular season to have a guy like Stotts as your coach, but I don't think he's the type of coach that will magically transform into some magical X's and O's game plan genius when it comes playoff time anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree. I just had to go hide the video from September 2nd that people were talking about. Can you guess which video that was?
September 2nd?
Yeah. I hid it, so you can't see it anymore.
Was September 2nd?
There's a video I dropped on September 2nd. I didn't even have to check the date. I know what video people were talking about because I was 100% wrong.
Was it the Mellow one?
Yeah, it's the Mellow video. Which I was wrong on Mellow, man. I didn't think that. I mean, like, the thing is, I was in support of the Mellow signing After when we started relying on freaking Tolliver and Hazonia, you know what I mean? But I did not think in my wildest dreams Melo would still be this solid. So
I actually came around on Melo in the offseason.
Because we weren't you were in more support of him than I was.
I just thought he would be a good night like tonight. I wasn't expecting that Collins go down too, but like a night like tonight where our bench only scores 9 points, he would have been a good player to throw off the bench and get some minutes and some buckets. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he's as bad as because everyone talks about how bad he was on the Thunder, but they didn't make it any further. They won like 1 or 2 more games the year after they traded him, and they still lost in the first round without him. So you can't really blame him for that, even though he was the scapegoat that whole season before. And then, I guess you could say the Rockets did much better without him once they let him go last year, but they had some injuries at the beginning of the year, and I just don't think he was the problem there. And obviously, when Harden and Paul weren't getting along, that was the problem, not anything else.
Yep. I can't even say the guy's name, but he says, "Don't hide that. It's a wonderful 3-minute anti-Melo rant." I actually really liked that video. I thought I like ranted in an entertaining way. You know what I mean? Like it was no intro, no outro, like just quick hitting, like with some edge to it, with some spice to it. I actually really liked that video, but I was 100% wrong. But I mean, what else have I been wrong about this season? Honestly, I'm trying to think. What else have I been wrong about, Eric?
I'm trying to think, too.
I was right on Hazonia. I was right on Tolliver. I've been right on Whiteside. Been right on Stotts.
You've been right on Hood.
Mm-hmm. And that was the only thing I was really wrong about. You know what I mean? That I can think of. Maybe chat can point out something else. But now, there's nothing on my channel talking about Melo. So I've been right on everything as far as this YouTube channel is concerned.
You're wrong about.
That's not even fair.
I'm just joking.
I said we had 3 Hall of Famers on our roster, which we did. We had 3 Hall of Famers on our roster.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks Powell didn't get to play. That would have been fun.
And that guy is Yojimbo Life Bro.
Yojimbo Life Bro?
Life Row.
Life Row. Oh.
I know Yojimbo, but no.
I never even read it like that, and I've been reading that dude's name for a while. Yojimbo Life Row. Interesting. How'd you come up with that username, Jimbo? I'm curious. I'm curious about the what happened with some of these usernames here. Gassy Jalapeno. Eternal Scrub.
Yojimbo's like a Seven Samurai type name.
What is Life Row then?
I don't know. But yeah, he's talking about trading Dame so he can get out of here.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Trade Dame so that he can get out of here? What?
No, I'm saying Jimbo can get out of here with that talk about Dame, trading Dame.
Oh, why is he saying trade Dame? I don't even see it. I'm trying to find it. I don't see anything about him trading Dame. I don't see anything.
That's what I said, Jimbo. It's a samurai name. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Cody Franklin says, hate to say it, but Bill Walton could have been a top 10 player. Well, yeah, if he stayed healthy, of course, he was phenomenal.
Brandon Roy could have been better than MJ if he stayed healthy.
I don't think so.
You're a hater then.
I mean, I wish Roy was healthy, but let's not go too crazy.
He'd be averaging 30 a game right now.
Corey Brewer is an upgrade over Hazonia. Okay.
Honestly, he might be.
Corey Brewer's still available, so if we made a trade that included Tolliver and Hazonia, that would be someone.
Man, I want Corey Brewer.
I Brewer play because his shot is just terrible.
I kept muting your mic. on accident. But like, so you might have been muted for a second. I keep mixing up my mic inputs, but I just wanted to eat a couple Cheez-Its, but not be annoying with it. So I've been addicted to Cheez-Its lately. Cheez-Its are so underrated, bro.
Dame Dollar, are you just typing message retracted now instead of actually retracting the message? Because it says message retracted, but it's just in the normal font.
I can remove it, so there, message deleted. Is that? I don't even know if that's.
Are you guys talking about the Twitter question from like Yahoo Sports today that said like who? If you could change like one person to not be injured or injury prone or something.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Roy's a good one. Owen's a good one too.
Roy, it would have just been interesting to see what his peak was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And then to see him like in like the modern day NBA as well.
Bill Walton would be cool too, but I mean, I'm guessing a lot of you weren't even alive back then, so.
But. If Roy stayed healthy, we probably wouldn't have Dame. It's interesting, the butterfly effect with something like that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we would have been a good team with Gerald Wallace. Probably wouldn't have traded him for a pick. Which we needed that pick, too. I mean, we could have, like, a freaking Rudy Gobert. You know what I mean? Like, we could have a completely different roster right now.
Yeah.
Cheez-It Grooves? No, normal Cheez-Its. I wish I had Cheddar Jack Cheez-Its, though. I'm going to have to go to Winco in a little bit and get some more Cheez-Its.
Sorry, I'm talking about chat. So I'm
talking about Cheez-Its, so you're fine interrupting me.
The year after the Blazers won the championship, they were something like 50-10 when Walton got hurt. Mm-hmm. Which was incredible, and so they might have won back-to-back. That team was loaded, but yeah, that's one of those big what-ifs, along with so many others in Blazer history. Yeah. I mean, people might think this is crazy, but Bowie was actually a really good player. If he didn't get hurt, he was good too. That late '80s team might have been better with him on it, although we did trade him for Buck Williams, so. Mm-hmm. It was pretty good as well.
Yeah. Kind of depressing talking about it, though.
Here comes step 3 of the stream, food.
It's always step 3, bro. I'm hungry, though. Like, I need to go eat. Like, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm still waiting for the donations to buy my Jack in the Box that I'm going to go get. No, I'm just kidding. You guys pay for my bad eating habits.
But, I mean, like, even last year, so you had CJ go down towards the end of the season, and then Nurk goes down, and everyone's like, oh, man, season's over. And somehow that team still made it to the Western Conference Finals. So that was a bit of a overachievement after years of having injuries mess up chances like that. But
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is a worse version of Maurice Harkless. I would not want MKG on this team.
Yeah.
He's like Bazemore if Bazemore couldn't shoot. At all. Like, Bazemore can't really shoot, but MKG's brutal, man. And he's always hurt. Flamin' Ruffles. Jalapeno Cheetos sound interesting. Sorry, I'm just focusing on all the food comments. You can handle the Blazer comments.
Best show right now, Breaking Bad. That show's been off the air for years, man. Good with the times. I mean, it's a great show. It's just not right now.
I don't even watch TV shows, man. I watch YouTube. That's about it. I watch a little bit of gaming, a little bit of like the Reddit videos on YouTube is kind of what I'm into. I'm also into Dr. Phil videos on YouTube. I don't know why I'm entertained by Dr. Phil all of a sudden, but
that's so weird.
What? Why?
I just imagine you in that room watching Dr. Phil videos
on my phone. I have a TV. It'd be weird to put them on my TV, but they're entertaining, man. It's interesting to see like different types of people, what they're struggling with. I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, I watch a couple, then they always show up in my suggested feed, and then I'm like, oh, I want to see, and they're clickbaity titles or something, like interesting titles. So then I start clicking on them. All of a sudden, I'm constantly watching them. They're always showing up in my suggested feed. That's what happens with different types of videos for me.
Lance Pinkall has the one right now. The Mandalorian is freaking badass. It's a Star Wars movie. You probably don't know what that is.
I know.
Or it's a Star Wars show.
I know what Star Wars is. Come on now.
The Mandalorian is fantastic. If anyone is wondering, and if you're into Star Wars, you have to see it.
Yeah, and I watch a little bit of Rocket League because that's the best video game out there. That's the other thing I watch. Any y'all watch? Any of you guys play Rocket League or watch Rocket League? Let me know, because that's like my go-to game. Eric's too old to play video games, so.
I play video games, man.
What do you play?
Right now, I've been on a MLB The Show kick since it was a free download a couple months ago on PlayStation 4.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the whole – because baseball is, like, super intense because you have to fill, like, minor league rosters too. So, like, my whole, like, GM in me – that's like the ultimate experience for me, fielding like 4 different teams and like, trying to find diamonds in the rough in the draft and all that stuff.
Yeah, it has a good franchise mode. I wish 2K's was a little bit more like realistic franchise mode, because that's what I always notice about Major League Baseball video games. Their franchise mode's pretty realistic. Madden's franchise mode just keeps like peeling back features and then introducing them 5 years later. Like they just introduced the Pro Bowl to franchise mode, even though the Pro Bowl was in franchise mode 15 years ago. You know what I mean? That was like their big addition. Like, so I don't buy Madden.
Yeah, I gave up on Madden. I can't wait. Hopefully someday with those new rules that they'll have an NCAA football game again.
Grantis Mantis says, I play Rocket League, currently a Champ 2/Champ 3 in 2s and 3s. I'm a High Diamond 3, Champ 1 in 2s. Might have played against you before, honestly. I don't smoke or do anything like that. Since Vegan for Life asked me that. No, I don't smoke. I don't do any of that type of stuff. I rarely drink, honestly.
I don't smoke either. I have no problem if you guys do, but
you're a father. You're too old to smoke. You're too old to do anything cool.
I didn't even do that in my party dance. But.
I'm just kidding. I'm alienating the 40-year-old and over fan base. Have you turned 40 yet?
Yeah, I just turned 40 last summer.
Oh yeah, congrats.
Thanks, man.
Let me see.
Yeah, we watched a little bit of the Rams versus Ravens. At least I did. But that game was not that fun to watch.
Niners and Ravens going to be fun, bro. I'm excited for that.
Because
me and Eric are Niner fans. For those of you who don't know, here come the dislikes from the Seahawk fans in here, but we're Niner fans. Niners and Ravens that's going to be the best game of the year. And it sucks that it's at 10 a.m. But did we go to high school in the area? I went to Columbia River. Graduated 2014.
But I went to Glencoe out in Hillsborough, and it was class of 97, so I'm pretty old.
97. God damn, man. Damn. So y'all didn't even have computers back then.
Pretty much not.
Can't even imagine a school without computers. It's so weird to me.
My senior year, I got the AOL with the dial-up, and it was like the coolest thing ever.
Dame Dolla's a Niners fan. Dope, man.
Oh, nice.
Dope. If Portland got an NFL team, I'd probably be a fan of theirs first. I'd still be like a Niners fan, but I'd be a fan of the Portland team. So, I don't know. Like, Blazer fans, some Blazer fans were, like, offended that we were Niner fans. Like, oh, wow, you're a Niners fan. It's like, it's not like there's an NFL team from Portland, though. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever change Niners baseball. I might, but if we get an expansion team, I'd probably switch allegiances.
For baseball, not football?
No, not football.
Bro, you're from Portland, though.
I know, but I'm a Niner fan for life. I can't change that. We'll never have to answer that question because they'll never get an NFL team. But
I wouldn't say never. Wouldn't say never. I mean, this city's growing at a good rate. I mean, probably need a difference in government. I'm not even gonna get into that. But I'd be a Portland fan over baseball for sure because I'm tired of the Mariners, man. The Mariners
Mixed bag.
horrible.
Mixed bag. You went to Century.
There's probably nobody in here that knows us from high school. Or I mean, you guys would know if you knew me. You guys see my face. I've only ran into one person in public too that has recognized me. Hoping that'll change. Is that BlackRock?
Mixed
bag.
I
don't even think comments.
Mixed bag. Did you play ball or are you just? Wait for an answer. Sorry. I play at that. Well, I haven't been able to the last few months, but I play at that 24-hour fitness right next to Century all the time.
Sick and tired of Mariners. Yep. Bills are not winning the Super Bowl. Bills are overrated. I don't care that they beat the Cowboys. Cowboys are overrated.
The Bills.
The
Cowboys suck too. So it was a good win, but
I mean Niners and Seahawks. Week 17 is probably going to decide that division, which sucks. The Niners could literally be 14-2 and have a 5 seed. I get rewarding people who win divisions, but dude, the fact that they could be 13-3 and have to play the Cowboys in Dallas, when the Cowboys could be 8-8, is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like that's kind of broken.
Walk around in a white shirt that says YouTube guy.
I need to make Blazers Uprise merch so you guys could rock some. So I could rock some.
I told you I would rock it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd get yours for free since I don't pay you to appear on the channel. But like you're part of the channel, so you get yours for free. But I do a giveaway, a Patreon giveaway too, when I release merch. Still hoping to get you guys voting on a Melo design soon. Stay tuned for that. Melo playing good is helping that probably. I want like a Melo hoodie, basically. So.
The Mariners have never won a World Series, so no, that didn't happen before
They've never made a World Series.
So that's never happened since the Blazers won their title. So no.
Mariners are the only team to never make a World Series.
That's what the Nationals did. Yeah.
What'd you say?
The Nationals were with them, but then they made the World Series.
Yeah, then they won the World Series. Yeah, so now it's just the Mariners. It's brutal, man. I'd be a Portland baseball fan, but I'd be a Portland NFL fan too because I love Portland. I'm from this area, you know what I mean? I don't have that with the Niners in a way. Still be a Niners fan. I'd be a fan of both, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be interesting. You ain't a real ride or die Portlander.
I'm not.
You ain't ride or die. You're supposed to like jab back at me, man. I keep.
So that's one time in sports when you can switch allegiances. I think if your city gets a team, but I'm 40 years old. I've rode with the Niners my whole life. That would be kind of hard to just be like.
I've rode with the Niners my whole life too.
Oh, Portland got a team. Screw the Niners.
I mean, I wouldn't say screw the Niners. You know what I mean? I'd be a fan of both. The Portland would probably get an AFC team.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how you.
I don't think they're ever going to
get a Portland team. You know what I mean? You'd probably be going to the NFL games in Portland.
I mean, I would definitely like want them to do well, but like, I don't know.
The Seahawks fans in here, if Portland got an NFL team, would you become a fan of the Portland NFL team or not? Your hoodie design should be Hood wearing a Mellow hoodie. The hoodie design is going to be Mellow wearing a Mellow hoodie.
I think they're saying you should have
Rodney Hood. I get
that
it.
one is different, but someone was saying you should have Mount Hood on your hoodie too.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a couple designs that you guys can vote on them. Just as long as you guys buy them, though, because I have to have a certain amount of people buy them. I have to have at least like 10, 12 people buy them. I think I'd have 10, 12 people buy them, but I think I'd get more traction on that than Patreon because people would be like buying a product, so they'd be more willing to like,
Right.
That type of thing.
Oh man, so nice. 3 straight wins.
Yeah.
Back to basketball.
3 days off is kind of nice. We haven't had a layoff in a while.
Yep. Get some practice time in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, feels like it's been a while since we've had 2 days off. I'm going to look at that right now. The last time we had at least 2 days off. Unless you can get to it faster than me.
I don't know.
Because my stuff's being slow. I guess we can cover NBA scores too. Haven't really covered the scores from tonight.
I can go over that while you're looking up the other thing.
The last time we had more than 2 days off was between the Raptors and the Spurs game before the start of the road trip. So it's been a couple weeks. As far as scores tonight go,
real quick, can we talk about Kyrie Irving for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know. Okay, this is going to sound. I don't mean this to sound insensitive, but to me, it seems like he's trying to pass off being a little baby by blaming it on his mental illnesses.
A what?
Baby.
What?
I said a baby.
You said a baby pie?
No, I just said he's being a bit of a baby.
I swear you said he's being a bit of a baby pie. Am I tripping, chat, or did he say baby pie?
I said
you still got Thanksgiving on your. I swear I just heard baby pie.
I said he's being a bit of a baby by blaming his mental illnesses, or like saying, "Oh, you can't boo me. I have mental disorder." You know, like it's like, come on. Alvaro says you're tripping. You're on drugs.
Where's the Uprise podcast? We didn't record Uprise podcast today. We had one on Wednesday though, so it's only been a couple days. Yeah. What's with the? Oh, Kyrie. Yeah, I don't know.
I just like, if he doesn't have the awareness to know why he's being booed in that situation. I mean, you're like the franchise player. You didn't do crap for that team, and then you left them. You know, like, I don't know. So that would be like LaMarcus Aldridge being like, "Oh, I can't believe you guys are booing me. How does that make me feel mentally?" You know, like, I don't know. Some of that is just like, shut up, dude. It's not. They're not booing you because they're trying to make fun of your mental condition. They're booing you because you were a traitor and left them high and dry after you said you were going to stay with them. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we talked about that on our Wednesday podcast too. So if you guys want our, more in-depth thoughts on that. It just seemed like he was ranting on his post, though. Yeah, Kyrie kind of being sensitive with that. But, yeah, I'm not a Kyrie hater. Dude's kind of sensitive, and dude's just a different guy. I do think he gets a lot of, like, hate that he shouldn't. But also, like, that post is like, dude, what are you saying? Why are you posting that? What are you getting out of that? Like, do you realize how that's going to look? You know what I mean? So,
I've been on this from the beginning of the season that I don't think he's good enough to lead a team very far. And the fact that they're all of a sudden playing really well now that he's been out of a bunch of games and Spencer Dinwiddie he's playing awesome, kind of shows everything why I feel that way. He's probably got the best handles, maybe Curry, but definitely like in a one-on-one competition. I mean, obviously he could defend a lot of players, but like if I had one guy to like break someone down ISO, it might be him. But like just as a team aspect, they're like not one of his teams has had success with him on the floor, minus having LeBron on the team too. Yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean the Nets lost to the Celtics tonight, or the Nets beat the Celtics tonight.
They beat them, yeah, without Kyrie Irving.
Because Dinwiddie had 32. 32 on 10 for 19 shooting, 6 for 8 from the 3. He also had 11 assists, 5 rebounds. So that's a great game from Dinwiddie. Every net starter had at least 12 points. Garrett Temple is playing 37 minutes a game for him. That's interesting. They also got Iman Shumpert, I guess, which I forgot.
He's actually been playing well.
They're playing Theo Pinson 17 minutes.
They had because Wilson Chandler is about to come off suspension soon.
Mm-hmm. Hardship exemption.
So Iman Shumpert he's on a non-guaranteed deal right now.
Yeah.
So they're thinking he was going to get waived, but he's playing really well. So now they don't know if they're going to keep him or not.
They'd probably waive Pinson, I'd think. Pinson or
but
Shumpert's
kind of showing that he does deserve probably a roster spot in the NBA. Yeah. I mean, he's not good, but he's not terrible either. I know that's a ringing endorsement right there.
Yeah. So that must have been nice for Kyrie to watch his new team beat his old team, but that could also be like, I don't know.
They did it without him and Durant.
Yeah. Raptors beat the Magic 90-83. Raptors are 14-4. You voted the under on 45 wins. Raptors
it still happened.
And you voted over on Orlando. Didn't you vote over on Orlando getting like 41, 42 wins or something like that?
Yeah.
That's not
what's funny is
too good for you right now.
Orlando was like the other day. It was kind of like us, only they didn't have teams in front of them, but they were. Mm-hmm. They were like 6-10 and still in the 8th spot or something.
Yeah. Check these stat lines for the Raptors though. Siakam, 40 minutes, 4 for 22, 1 for 7 from 3, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 10 points. Right? This isn't a Raptors win, by the way. OG Anunoby, 35 minutes, 1 for 5 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 points. Marcus
Gasol only scored 90 points.
Marcus Gasol, 32 minutes. 1 for 6 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 6 points, right? But then, get this. Norman Powell, 39 minutes, 12 for 18, 5 for 8 from 3, 33 points.
Jeez.
That's a surprise performance.
Yeah, the Magic are tied with the Hornets for the 8th spot right now at 7 and 11.
Hornets are a surprise team for sure. They beat the Pistons tonight. We'll get to that. Fred VanVleet, 22 points in 41 minutes. Fred VanVleet is becoming so overrated. So overrated. The dude is playing more than 36 minutes per game, getting like 17 points per game, and he's not doing so efficiently. But because he's getting like 17 points per game, he looks so good. Dude, like games like tonight, he has a lot of them. 41 minutes, he was 7 for 20, which is 35% from the field. 4 assists out of your starting point guard in 41 minutes. You know, I know other guys did hit shots on that team, but 22 points, 4 assists looks good, but playing 41 minutes and shooting 35%, and that's your point guard only getting 4 assists, like that's not that good. Terrence Davis has been interesting, undrafted rookie. He had 4 points off the bench, but he was the guy who cooked us when we played him earlier. I think he had like 15, 16 against us. As far as the Magic go, Markelle Fultz, that's the thing, is they're struggling right now, even though Markelle Fultz is playing decent basketball. He was 5 for 12. He also made a 3. He had 15 points and 3 assists in 30 minutes. Evan Fournier has been terrific. He kind of struggled. He had 19 points on 3 made field goals. Evan Fournier did. He shot 14 free throws, which is a bit of a surprise. Bamba's been playing decent. Yeah.
Aaron Gordon missed a few games, and Vucevic is hurt.
Aaron Gordon is the most you just said Aaron Gordon, and I'm looking at his stat line for tonight, and it sets me off. Aaron Gordon is so overrated by Blazer fans, man. Aaron Gordon's stat line tonight: 32 minutes, 2 for 11 from the field, 1 for 4 from 3-point, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. Why do Blazer fans want this guy? He's shooting like under 30% from 3. He literally can't shoot. He's not efficient from like any area of the floor.
It's because he's athletic and he can dunk.
Yeah, I don't understand why Blazer fans want him, man. Is my audio still synced up? Let me mute my mic and check. Okay, my audio's still good. Dope. I thought it was unsync for a second. Yeah, no, he's so overrated. Aaron Gordon's so overrated. I know you agree with me too.
Yeah, I already talked about this in our trade podcast before the season started, that he's inefficient, not a good defender, is super athletic, but he's just like all hype. Like, I guess you can make a case if on another team, maybe with a different role where they weren't depending on him so much. But no, I don't think Aaron Gordon's good at all. And people say, oh, well, his contract's declining, so it's a really good contract. Well, just because it's declining doesn't mean it's a good contract. He's still making close to $20 million.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. It's whack. I don't understand it, man. His stats for the season: 13 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists per game. He's shooting 42% from the field and 28% from 3. For true shooting percentage, 51% out of your power forward. I don't understand why. I mean, like, it's a little bit of a playmaker, so I get that people like him, like as a guy who could maybe make plays out of, when Dame gets trapped, but I'd rather have a guy that can shoot. I'd rather have Melo than Aaron Gordon. The thing
is, he needs to be an offense where they run, and we don't run at all, so it's just wasting his talent.
Mm-hmm. He's not a good half-court player. And it's like, it'd be one thing if people were like, okay, maybe we could trade like Bazemore for him. I see so many suggestions saying that we should trade CJ for Aaron Gordon. It's so ridiculous, man. It drives me crazy, bro.
Cody Franklin, we talked about Simons a bunch towards the beginning of the podcast or this postgame show. Mm-hmm. We just want him to be. I think he should still get minutes and play his way through it, but he is hitting a bit of a wall or slump, and hopefully he gets out of it soon. Brian Scalabrine wants to know who you think is the GOAT.
Yeah, I was just going to respond to that. I don't engage in conversations about who the greatest of all time is, because it depends on what you value. Championships or like MJ had better talent around him and won more championships, but you can value the championships more than anything else and say MJ is the GOAT, or you can value other things and say LeBron's the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like, it just depends on what you value, and honestly, I feel like there's no right or wrong way to value certain things. And people on both sides of that argument are so adamant that their guy is the best of all time, and like the conversations get so toxic and they're so ridiculous. Like, people can't respect that other people value different things in terms of who would make the greatest of all time, that I don't participate in discussions about who the greatest of all time is. I won't even give my opinion. I refrain from.
I thought the GOAT was Aaron Baines.
Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah. I mean, like I thought. See, like Aaron Baines is so amazingly great that like when people ask who the GOAT is, I feel like we exclude Aaron Baines because he's so godly. Like he's so great that like what I mean. Like why? If we're including Aaron Baines, there's no point to even ask the question. Like, it's common knowledge that he's the greatest of all time. So, yeah.
For sure.
Other than Aaron Baines, I don't know.
Personally, the best player I've ever seen play is Michael Jordan, and it's not even close. And he could do everything that LeBron is doing, too, if he wanted to. But, yeah, that's just my opinion. LeBron's a great player, too.
Michael Ruffin's up there, too. Cody Franklin's and Michael Ruffin. Oh my god. Yeah, so sorry if that doesn't give you guys a great answer.
No, it's not Alex Caruso. God, that guy is so overhyped.
Oh God! Do you see the thing on Twitter with Bleacher Report and one of their writers saying like he's made more noteworthy plays and like surprising plays than Pascal Siakam this year? Did you see all that
Yeah.
stuff? So
Yep.
ridiculous, man! Screw Bleacher Report, guys. Don't consume Bleacher Report content. It's ridiculous, man. There's better sources for content out there. Sources that actually like will just have more respect for the game instead of covering Alex Caruso scoring 2 points a game, 4 points a game, or whatever it is, and covering him like he's a superstar while ignoring guys like Siakam and Malcolm Brogdon and that type of thing. The way the NBA is covered is a problem right now. Their ratings are starting to dip a little bit, and I think that's because the way the league is covered and the way the league is marketed. There's so many good players out here that don't get attention. It's like nobody's going to tune in to see a Pacers game. Me, like, we know the NBA. I'd be interested in the Pacers game to see Malcolm Brogdon and how much he's improved. You know, like now all of a sudden he's become a lot better passer and he's scoring at a higher clip. You know, and that guy is playing like an all-star caliber player, but nobody really knows who he is. But yeah, you got Alex Caruso. He's what, a household name now? Alex freaking Caruso. Because he's on the Lakers and he's a white guy with hops. You know what I mean? Like that's what the Bleacher Report was basically saying by like he makes surprising plays. Basically, he's a white guy who can jump. He's a white bald guy, doesn't look like an athlete, but he is an NBA player and he plays for the Lakers.
I was just gonna say, speaking of someone who actually is going bald, unlike me.
Oh yeah. Bald ass. God dang. You got big old Manu. Manu would be proud of you, bro.
Dude, that's not even close to that. I showed you a picture.
Manu is jealous of your bald spot.
You don't even know what you're talking about, obviously.
I think we've triggered Eric. Mission successful. We got Eric. You don't jab back enough at me, man. I'm literally just want you to like.
I don't want to turn this into a thing about.
But see bro, that's all you got, man. You're not more creative than that. Where's the creativity, bro?
I don't.
Dame Dollar asking for a ban.
Here's my thing. I don't care about like other guys' hair and stuff. So I don't
care.
I don't even like think about it.
I'm just stating facts.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, bro! I'm sorry, bro.
You're not stating facts.
Your reactions are so funny.
I've provided proof that you are not stating facts.
You showed a picture of the front of your head. Your bald spot ain't on the front of your head. It's on the back of your head. You got to take like a 360 panoramic picture for me. But then also you could Photoshop it too. So.
I don't have a bald spot on the back of my head, so I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm about to...
You're about to what?
I can't find it now. No, I got some. Hold on.
Oh, let's see it. Let's hear it.
No, just a minute.
I'm waiting. Eric is definitely not going to cross me. He might post me up, but he ain't going to cross me.
I've crossed you a few times.
Is it on film? If it's not on film, it didn't happen.
Okay. But there's been times where you always think you can get to my crossover and you miss, you know?
Yeah, and then I recover back in front of you.
I got a good crossover for a big guy.
No, you can handle the ball. But you like the thing is like I might reach here and there and I don't get the ball, but that's not crossing me over. You know what I mean? Like crossing me over is like getting me to move out of your way because you saw a crossover type of thing. Like maybe after your surgery.
Yeah, if I lose some weight and get my speed back. All right.
What do you got? I'm 6'4". Eric is 6'5", or 6'6". You're not 6'6". You're an inch taller than me, bro.
Dude, I'm without shoes on. I'm 6'5" and 7/8.
7/8.
I'm like just a fraction under 6'6". So with shoes, I'm almost 6'7".
Sure. Okay, we'll go with that. You don't seem like you're 2 inches taller than me, but I give you that. Yeah, you guys didn't realize we're so tall. You guys gotta go watch the 3-on-3 vlogs that I posted in the summer. Those would have a lot more hype now. Next year we're gonna live stream those games, bro. Bro, that's gonna be so dope, man. This summer 2020 is going to be absolutely epic in terms of the thing that I can't tell you guys. You know, some of you guys know what I'm talking about in terms of like the business it's a business venture basically, but it'll be dope, and you guys will be behind that. Let's just say that you guys will be the start of something really, really big. This community will be. Also, we're gonna live stream that 3-on-3 tournament. We're gonna figure out how to do that, and like I don't know, it'll be dope. We'll literally have a table set up in the parking garage, like with a camera, live streaming, connected to a computer, live streaming the tournament, whatever. And we'll go up and we'll talk on the stream after a game. We'll just like make it all out just for the hell of it, even though it'd be kind of like maybe almost corny, but it'd just be fun. You know what I mean? It'd be funny. You know.
Plus, you guys can come down and meet us and watch us too if you want.
Yeah, you guys can be our cheering section, our chanting section. I just almost knocked my camera down. But no, I mean, like, the thing is, when I did that vlog, we hadn't really like live streamed much, so it wasn't like tight knit of a community yet. That too, you know what I mean? So,
right.
But yeah, it'll be dope.
And also, we talked about this before, but we'll have some pickup games to get us ready for the 3-on-3. You guys can come down, challenge us, or play with us, and have some fun too.
I'll give away free gear to anybody that can beat me 1-on-1. Like, I'll give away merch. Not even kidding. I'll make a video out of it. Playing subscribers 1-on-1 for like, I don't know. We could do it for money. Hell, that'd be an entertaining video. I think I'm a better passer than all the people in chat. People are like, "Oh, you're 6'4", you can't pass." I can pass up through dimes, bro. I'm like LeBron. I'm not even kidding. I can't pass. I'm a point forward. You would not smash me vegan for life, bro. Effort and skill greater than height. Well, what if you have all three? Winners out. We can do it however you guys want.
Just play him out. Play Torrey outside. He can't shoot outside.
Yeah, literally both
on outside hoops.
Except both times you play me 1-on-1, I hit like 5 threes in a row, bro.
Unless he plays me 1-on-1. If he plays me 1-on-1,
it's different when I play 1-on-1 and I can line it up. You know what I mean?
When he plays some scrub that challenged him to a game, he couldn't make a single shot. But of course, against me, he makes every freaking three.
I mean, depends on the way the court is, bro. LOL, I don't know you. Okay, tell me about you, vegan for life. Tell me about you then. I don't know you.
It's like Joel Freeland.
It's Joel Freeland. Okay, yeah. If you're Joel Freeland, yeah, okay. Then you can have that one. That'd be dope. He's Joel Freeland lives in. Doesn't he live? I thought he lived in Portland. No, that's Channing Frye. Yeah. Spot me 10-11.
Alvaro, no. Torrey beat me both games. 1-on-1 that we've played. I am way past my prime now. It would have been a lot better matchup back in my heyday, but Torrey's definitely better than I am at 40 years old.
I would have beat him 11-2 instead of 11-1.
Whatever. We didn't even play to 11. We played much further than that. And 2, I had foot surgery a few weeks after we played those games, so hopefully I'll be back in better basketball shape soon.
Basically, he got all the excuses lined up. It's a lose-lose scenario for me.
Dude, okay.
Because if I win, you're not 40, and you didn't have foot surgery. If I lose, oh, you lost to a 40-year-old who just had foot surgery.
No,
Like, where's the
I
satisfaction?
I just said you are a better player than I am today. There's no question about that.
Facts.
So what do you want from me? I told you you're better.
Bro, I'm bantering with you. I'm just talking.
You're okay. Haters say I'm washed. Yeah. Okay. So whatever. I'm not gonna respond.
I'm about to hear Skype disconnect and Eric's gone.
I'm only washed because I can't play basketball right now because I haven't been cleared medically. Okay, so no haters even know.
Excuses! You can't play me because you had surgery, quote surgery. All right.
I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about Melo Stays saying haters are saying I'm washed.
Oh. Haters say you are washed. I didn't even see that. See, look, Alvaro Bazaar, you went up against a 40-year-old that just had foot surgery. No, he didn't have foot surgery before. He hasn't been able to play.
I needed to have foot surgery and kept putting it off because my Achilles is all messed up. But I had the surgery a few weeks after we played. But that 3-on-3 tournament was like my last little bit of glory. Well, you use your knee as an excuse sometimes too. Not in 1-on-1, but
I mean, yeah, sometimes my knees screwed me up, but I still win. You know what I mean? I say my knees hurt, and then I win. So is that an excuse?
And then this is one thing I guarantee you, Tori's going to try to claim he's better than me at, but I am a much better passer than he is.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You haven't seen me like legitimately play with you haven't seen me play with shooters and play with people that like cut and move off the ball, bro.
Told you guys.
You've seen me play 3-on-3, where you park under the rim like you should because you're huge as hell. But like, what has made you like? You really think you've seen the full extent of my passing?
That's fine. I mean, you can be a good passer.
No. Do you think you've seen the full extent of my passing?
I don't know. I've seen you play a lot. I don't know if that's your full level or not.
But I mean, when Eric Milligan and Chris Craig are my kick-out options, you know what I mean?
Well, it doesn't matter if people make the shot. I had several assists that people messed up in our 3-on-3, but whatever.
I mean, yeah, but like I'm gonna make the right play. Sometimes the right play might be me going 1-on-3, depending on who we're playing pickup with.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to win. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
And honestly, when we're playing with Franco, I throw that guy dimes and he's not ready for the ball, so then I stop throwing him dimes.
Yeah,
I wish he was watching. No, you know that's true because he gives me crap for my passing, and then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about Franco. Franco will give me crap for my passing, and then I'll throw him a dime, and he'll drop it out of bounds. It's like,
or that one where he wasn't looking in the 3-on-3, but then he somehow caught it at the last second.
I know, yeah, exactly, bro. That was the best. That was the best pass our team had that whole entire tournament. I think you might have had a better one. I don't know, but that was a dime, and he almost dropped it out of bounds. But like I'm a really good passer in transition. Like I love playing in transition, which like we don't really have the opportunity to like do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I ain't giving you that. That. You're a good passer. I'm a great passer.
Okay, first of all, that's BS. But anyways, we can both be good passers. Anyways, Melo stays saying we're low-key beefing right now. No, this is how Tori is when he plays basketball. He thinks he's the best at everything. Whether it's dribbling, shooting,
bro. I just love being like super confident towards Eric in regards to basketball because it's entertaining for me, and he like takes me just a little too seriously, and then
all I gotta say is go watch the championship game from that 3-on-3 thing, and look at those pinpoint passes I had to Tori cut into the basket.
I'll bring it up right now, bro. I'll bring it up right now. Stream might. Let's see if the stream will freeze or not. I'll bring it up right now. Here we go.
Tory legitimately thinks he's the GOAT. Yeah.
Bro, I'll bring it up right now. Hopefully this doesn't lag. Oh, it's starting to lag. Of course it is.
Okay, I'm not okay. People's mix. I am not saying I carry the team. I fully admit that Tory Jones is a better basketball player than Eric Grant right now. I am saying I am a better passer though, and that's not even close.
False, so false. Let's see if I can get this to play without lagging.
Yeah, Tory is like Westbrook.
You're lying.
He'll bring up his 4-on-4 20-second shot clock on a shorter court stat.
Bro, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I could be 5-on-5, on a bigger court. I'd be better in transition on a bigger court.
Here's the other thing too. I don't complain about my teammates or worry about them. I have trust in them, so I'll keep making the passes and stuff and try to win that way. And I pride myself on making my teammates better, not having to take over myself just to win.
Bro, what are you talking about? If I'm not gonna kick it out to a guy who shoots over the backboard, and I can't make him not shoot over the backboard. Come on, man. The hell? You make your teammates better, okay? So he bricks it off the backboard instead of throwing it over. You know what I'm talking about too. God, I wish this would play without lag. And maybe if
LeVar Ball. I know you're kidding people's mix. We're all joking around right now.
Maybe if I took off my camera.
Tory Loke, he thinks he could go in a game and play better than Hazonia and Tolliver in the NBA right now, though.
I don't think that. I think that if you gave me some of Tolliver's shots, I might be able to shoot better than him. Honestly. Was that day 1 or day 2 that I threw that dime?
You're talking about
that dime. I'm showing it right now, bro.
He's trying to bring up one pass. I almost had a triple double in a game 2-20 in a 3-on-3 game, and he's going to bring up one pass he made in one game.
I'm gonna find it, bro. If you guys haven't watched this video.
It was either the second game of day 1 or the first game of day 2.
I think it was Blazer game because we didn't let Franco play much day 2.
It was the second game of day 1 then maybe.
Bro, they stay hacking me too. Hopefully this is smooth for y'all. It's probably not. I wish I could play it smooth. I need a. Dang, I'm not trying to show me getting scored on. Oh, look at that dime to Eric, though. Look at this dime to Eric. Look at that dime. That's an absolute dime, bro. Even though it's laggy, I don't even care. It's an absolute dime.
I haven't even gotten to it yet here.
It's an absolute dime. Maybe if I do this. I wish I didn't have to keep this software open, bro. If I had my TV connected. I
was hoping you had something crazy in your tabs up there.
It's not terribly laggy. No, I don't got nothing. I don't got nothing, bro. Trying to expose me for something. I want to find that dime, bro. I'm trying to say I can't pass.
I didn't. Okay. Chat, back me up. I never said he couldn't pass or wasn't a good pass.
He said I can't pass, bro.
He
literally said that I make CJ McCollum look like Magic Johnson. That's what he's told me.
You're confusing me with Mr. Franco.
Bro, where's that dime at?
Mellow State, I cannot dunk. Yeah. I'm fat and 40. I'm hoping. Yeah, because
I think it was.
I said no, I can't dunk, man.
Yeah, I can dunk on a very good day. This team stayed fouling. I forget this, man. I love looking back at this. I'm literally not going to score next year. I'm literally only going to pass.
Well,
watch this dime. Look at this dime. Look at that dime, bro. Look, hey, I found the dime. This dude gives me so much crap for passing. This guy I threw the ball to. Just so much crap for passing. He almost dropped out of bounds. I don't know how he caught it. But this is an absolute dime. Try to tell me that's not a dime. This is a backdoor cut dime. If he was athletic, I would have thrown a lob. But, yeah, there you go. Dimes. Better passer than Eric Brandt.
Mello, stay. Yes, I used to be able to dunk. I cannot anymore. That's one of my goals in life is to actually dunk again someday.
Hey, I'll give you props if you dunk past 40, bro. That's impressive. I'm not even sure Vince Carter can dunk anymore. Yeah, I wish I could change the screens with it being smoother. But yeah, you guys see that dime though? I'm literally a better passer than Eric. Chat, who do you think's the better passer? We'll settle this with chat. Say my name or Eric's name. Eric drains his free throws. I was literally 8 for 9 on free throws championship game.
You and I were the only two who scored in the championship game.
Eric's a good free throw shooter. I need to be more honest because I'm literally just trolling right now, but I feel like I sound a little too serious. I was 8 for 9 championship game though. Because they kept fouling me, dude. I struggled the first day. I was 4 for 8 or something like that, which sucks. And then before our championship game against Blazer Gang, they were saying, "Oh, you guys can foul him. He can't make free throws." I literally missed my first and made my last 8, and it was easy.
So Tori's the better free throw shooter by far too.
Okay, anybody saying Eric is getting put in timeout?
Oh no, man! Eric is top 2, and he isn't too. Eric Caruso.
Remove.
Oh no, man!
Remove.
See, this is what Tori does.
Remove.
He tries to control the media.
I don't see anybody saying you, bro. I don't know. I don't see anybody saying you. Whoever says me.
We got a dictator over here.
I'm not a dictator. I'm making sure I'm keeping chat honest. No lies in my chat. Oh my goodness. No, Eric came in.
Oh, Melo stated that was the best comment ever.
Where?
He says Eric is the Nurkic on the Blazers and Tori is the
Man, I'm literally Dame, bro. I'm deleting your message for the lie. Eric Kamen. You kind of do look like Chris Kamen, bro. You look like Chris Kamen and Steve Blake had a child.
Yeah.
Bro, he's literally because Chris Kamen is 7 foot, Steve Blake is 6 foot, right? Eric's 6'6". He literally looks like a combination of Chris Kamen and Steve Blake.
Yeah, do one of those.
Is a combination of Chris Kamen and Steve Blake. He's literally Chris Blake or Steve Kamen.
Yeah, like do one of those mashup photos and see. Cody, that's right too. You'll take me because I'm the better teammate. That's right.
You're literally putting your confidence in people who have never seen you throw a pass.
I'm sure people have seen. Some of these people have probably seen the videos.
How many of you guys actually have watched those vlogs though? Out of curiosity, do you guys enjoy those that 3-on-3? Those 3-on-3 videos? Because those took me forever to make, man. That's why I would just want to live stream it instead.
Then he can't cut out all his bad passes.
What bad passes? The ones you don't catch?
I don't.
Hey, AM Productions and Alvaro Bazan are my guys because they're rolling with me. I do not look like Caruso, bro. I got too much hair. And my shit ain't like that. Tori is the Myers to Eric's Aldridge. Interesting.
You were just complimenting Albert.
Huh?
You were just complimenting him, and he called you Myers and me Aldridge.
Hey, at least I'm not a traitor. Wish it was better camera angles. Yeah. There was, I don't know. It was just kind of like a makeshift setup.
Dame is on IG Live. He was there with Melo. His mom fell.
What? Who said that?
I don't know.
Dame is on IG Live.
No, I'm serious though, guys. You can come. We can all play together, and it helps us practice against different types of people and stuff.
Yeah, literally none of my guys are gonna cut just so I can't make a good pass. I'm gonna load up Dame's live stream. I just want to see this for a sec. Not on the computer though, because it'll lag.
Gassy Jalapeno, I do miss Mike and Mike, even though the wild one, Rice, seems a little out there now with his Zach Collins, Luka Doncic take. But I thought that was absolute garbage how they were treated and fired. And yeah, so no offense to Calabro and Hurd and those guys, but yeah, Mike and Mike were Blazer guys, and they didn't deserve that.
Send a request to be in Damian Lillard's live video. I'm not gonna do it. $10, I'll send a request to be in his live video. He ain't gonna accept it. He's skating. I'm trying to see Melo. Can Melo skate? That's like Dame's thing. He loves skating, bro. But he doesn't wear like the he wears the ones with like 4 wheels and a square. He doesn't wear like the legit roller skates, you know what I mean? He rolls like the basic roller skates, but I can't roller skate for shit, so I shouldn't even judge.
Are they at like Oaks Park or something?
Yeah. He's just skating around, bro. He's always there. I think he like rents out the whole place probably.
Yeah. Oh, there's times where he'll just put on Twitter going to be at Oaks Park in a little bit, and like anyone can go. Yeah.
A bunch of kids and stuff. His family's huge.
He chartered a private bus to bring all his family up from Oakland.
That's dope, man. Private bus.
There were so many people. You didn't see that during the game?
I saw a Whiteside story. I saw all the people there, dude. God dang. That's crazy, man. I can't imagine having a family that big. Like, we had like 10 people for Thanksgiving. It's just crazy. Like, keeping track of people and what people were doing, like their names and stuff. Maybe not their names. Oh, this kid just ate it. That kid just ate the floor. Alright, I'm tuning out of that. I wanted to see Melo. Somebody said Melo was there. I didn't see Melo. You guys lying to me?
Someone was saying Melo's family was in town, so he went with them.
Oh, at Thanksgiving. Oh, I thought you meant in Dame's live video. He asked Melo to skate, and Melo declined. Locker room cancer. Melo didn't go skate with Dame. He's a locker room cancer. I'm just kidding. For anybody who actually thinks I'm serious. Tori, you got my tweets last time. I don't know what tweets you talking about.
That was Aldridge hated Roy for years because of like one time in Memphis, he felt like Roy didn't properly invite him out to barbecue with the rest of the team or something.
Yeah.
They later became friends, but like, yeah, whatever. It was one of those things where Roy's like, I'm going out to eat if anyone wants to come, and Aldridge felt like he didn't properly invite him or something.
That's so petty, man. That's so petty. That's super, super petty. If you want me to join, I'll tweet private and we can go for it. What do you mean? Join. I don't know what you mean by join.
Apparently, Melo did go to Dame's house for Thanksgiving, yes.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Whiteside as well.
People were getting confused between like the skating live stream on his Instagram and Thanksgiving. He was there for Thanksgiving, which Dame invites people over who are like, in that situation.
Yeah.
LA a super diva. I wouldn't say super diva. Maybe he's a bit of a diva though.
Did you hear the rumors about Dejounte Murray and him?
No. DeJounte?
Yeah. So apparently, you know how Murray got taken out of the starting lineup a few games ago?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it was Aldridge who asked to have him out of the starting lineup because he doesn't like playing with him and the starters.
Goodness, oh my God. Of course, man.
Never changes, man.
I thought he would have been more mature by now. Yeah, I don't want that guy if he's still on that same stuff that he's been on. We don't need that.
Cody Franklin's asking how he handled the quick ascension of Dame, and that was why he left, because he couldn't handle that Dame was getting more attention from him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was apparently mad that he had a billboard right outside the Rose Garden or something. And the thing was, the billboard was by Adidas. It wasn't by the Blazers. They had nothing to do with it. They weren't promoting Lillard over Aldridge, but he took that as a slight to him, like that the Blazers didn't like him as much as Lillard. It's ridiculous.
It's so petty, man. God. That's just kind of like the way he was, man. Like, we heard some really interesting stories about the way he was when he was here in Portland. That's why I'm not like super on board the Aldridge train like some other people are, man. He's not I don't know. Just did not seem like he was good for the locker room. And look at that team. That team should not be that bad right now. It makes you really wonder. You know what I mean? Like, they got a great coach. They got solid talent, and they're sick. They won tonight. We didn't get through all the scores actually, but they're 7-13 now.
And I mean, the rumor was that Kawhi didn't like playing with him either. That's why he wanted out of San Antonio.
Yikes! Yikes! Man,
yeah.
I don't. People want to go back down that road. I don't want to go back down that road. I don't get it. We can revisit the rest of these scores when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Hornets beat the Pistons. The Pistons are 6-13. That's a team with multiple trade targets potentially. Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose. Maybe even Christian Wood, depending on what we do with the trade deadline and if we need another big. PJ Washington had 26 points on 9 for 12 shooting, 3 for 3 from the three-point line. He's been one of the most underrated, under-the-radar players this year. He's a rookie, man, and he's probably one of the top 5 rookies right now. He's a guy who's being underrated. I mean, 26 points on 75% shooting and 100% on 3 threes for a power forward. That's good. Terry Rozier had an efficient night, 8 for 15 shooting, 6 for 9 from the three-point line. He had 23 points. He's been a little better than I've expected. Devontae Graham, 6 for 14 shooting, 4 for 7 from the three-point line. Charlotte has some decent depth. They've had some guys that have improved. Bridges, I think, is a little bit better. Not quite as much an improvement as I thought he would have, but Rozier is doing a little bit better than he ever did in Boston. Graham improved a lot. Washington's been a surprise. Even Biyombo has been... Biyombo's getting like 18 points per 36 minutes right now. I don't know how, but he had 13 points per night, 6 for 12 shooting, but Biyombo's been like solidly good. Nicholas Batum with a typical Batum game, 27 minutes, 0 points, 0 for 3 shooting, all threes, 2 assists. You know what I mean? Like invisible Batum right there.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin had 17, 4 and 3 on 6 for 13. He's still I think he's a bit rusty coming back from that injury. Andre Drummond with 15, Kennard with 21, Derrick Rose with 23 points off the bench in 22 minutes, 8 for 12 shooting, 3 for 4 from the three-point line. I would be in favor of getting him, assuming Anthony doesn't get back to the way he was playing earlier this season. 76ers barely beat the Knicks. They beat the Knicks by 6. Embiid had 27. Tobias Harris, 19. Ben Simmons, 15. James Ennis had 20 off the bench on 5 shots. What? James Ennis is 20 off the bench on 5
They all
shots.
threes and the free throws.
He was 4 for 5 from the field goals. He was 3 for 4 from the 3-point line and 9 for 9 from the free throw line. So that's an interesting stat line. Nobody of note from the Knicks. I'm not going to read off all the stats. Bucks beat the Cavs by 9.
So real quick, Cody Franklin said that the play when Lillard hit the shot against the Rockets to win the series, that it was supposed to go to Aldridge. And while that initially might have been true, the Rockets put Dwight Howard on Aldridge, and the second option was for Lillard to come off those picks. And then when Lillard came off and he was that open, it was on the passer. That wasn't the coach. Because if the first option is to throw it in the post to Aldridge, then if the passer passes it to someone else, that's not on the coach.
I heard Dame said something like, "Give me the ball," or like, "Let me."
Well, you can see in the video he claps like as he's coming off that pick, knowing he's open, and then I think it was Batum that threw the inbound pass,
which was the right pass, man.
Yeah,
I mean, would have been a tough shot for Aldridge, especially to get that off that turnaround fade, and 0.9 would have been difficult. Yeah. Robin Lopez hit a 3 tonight. Robin Lopez is inspired by his brother. Yeah, he's inspired by Brooke. Brooke didn't make a 3 tonight. Brooke was 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. Robin was 1 for 1. Giannis had 33 and 12. Kevin Love almost had a triple-double, 16, 8, and 7. Shetty Osman had 20. Garland had 21. That was kind of Garland's first big game. He was 8 for 14 from the field and 5 for 7 from the 3-point line. Only 2 people scored off the Cavs bench. Nance and Clarkson. They're playing their starters heavy minutes. My goodness. Heat beat the Warriors, which I kind of want the Warriors to win a little bit more so they don't get as good of a draft pick. I'm so used to rooting against the Warriors now. Because the Warriors are 4 and 16. You know what I mean? They're like right there at the top. I'm hoping they win a few more games. Because when Steph Curry comes back, they'll be a little bit more competitive. Myers Leonard had 2 points tonight. Former Blazer watch. Duncan Robinson had 17, led Heat starters to get 17 to 21 minutes. He's been a guy who's been super under the radar. He's been a starter for them. He was undrafted, 2-way player last year. And the Heat develop players well. They find diamonds in the rough as much as any team, it seems like. I mean, you look at Kendrick Nunn and Duncan Robinson. Those guys were undrafted a couple years ago, and now they're starting on a team that's 13 and 5. You know what I mean? You got those guys combining for 32 points tonight on 11 for 23 shooting and 6 for 11 from the 3-point line. I wish Portland did a better job of finding guys like that, because we develop players well, but we don't find undrafted gems.
Well, it's kind of why I wish we'd give Ford and Brown a chance sometimes. Yeah. Just to because it seems like even if we did have one of those guys could be that type of player, but we never know because they don't really get a legit chance to prove it.
I mean, yeah. Even their draft picks too, though. Miami has a problem with giving out bad contracts. They give out bad contracts to Deion Waiters and James Johnson. But other than that, they find good value on players. I mean, you just look at their draft picks the past couple years. They got Tyler Hero at 14, I think, which he probably should have been a top 10 pick. He had 19 points per night. 19 points tonight, 7 for 11 shooting, 5 for 6 from the 3-point line. You look at a guy like Bam Adebayo, who should have been a top 10 pick. He was picked 14th. He was picked after Zach Collins, but Adebayo's been great. Adebayo's been a good passing big too. They get good value on players. Their front office has impressed me lately.
For sure.
Pacers won an OT by 1 against Atlanta. Trae Young had 49 points and he lost. Atlanta just needs more help. They got so many young guys playing, not doing a single thing. They're basically being carried by Trae Young. Still waiting on Oladipo to get back. I want to see how good the Pacers are with Oladipo back, but they are 12-6 without Oladipo. That team is a dark horse team. I keep saying it. 12-6 without their best player, without their leader. Like, they're going to be legit, and they have the pieces to go out and possibly trade for like a Danilo Gallinari or like a. The thing is, they could use another guard. Maybe they go out and try and get like Drew Holiday as a third guard with Oladipo and Brogdon. They could use a wing, or they could use a big. That would be a team to watch out for. Maybe trading for Blake Griffin that we could be competing against. They got Aaron Holiday as a good young piece, and maybe they'd include like some bonus, and they don't have a pick till 2022, but. Or maybe 2023, I don't know, but they could trade future first too. That's just a team that I feel like is going to make a move at the deadline, be really, really good, and they're always underrated, just like we are. They're always under the radar.
Sabonis has a poison pill contract, though.
Yeah, true.
But I get you. Overall,
I forget about. Yeah, maybe Miles Turner too. I don't know. They got like good young pieces. They just don't have their first round pick this year. They traded it for Brogdon. I think it's protected, right? So they probably couldn't. I don't know what the protections are on that, but. If they had all their picks, it'd be a little bit more possible. But like Aaron Holiday's a good young piece. I don't know, it'd just be interesting. I'd love to see him figure out a way to trade for Drew Holiday. Combine, bring him in with his other two brothers. That'd be cool. But dude, they're the Blazers of the East because they're always underrated going into the season, and they always fly under the radar. Nate McMillan has improved a lot as a coach since his time here. He's done a good job for the Pacers.
It's lottery protected. So
yeah, but like, what does it default to if they're in the lottery?
It's lottery protected like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and then goes unprotected 7 years from now.
Oh, so they couldn't trade a single first round pick.
Well, you could. In that case, you could word it like 2 years after.
Okay, yeah, because they'll be a playoff team, so like they could essentially trade their 2022 first round pick,
right?
Because you can't trade picks in back-to-back years. That's interesting. Okay,
you could basically say like if the pick transfers to Milwaukee this year, then they'd owe their 2022, and if it doesn't, then they could owe a bunch of seconds or something.
Yeah, because they'll make the playoffs. So that's the team to watch out for at the deadline. That's my favorite team in the Eastern Conference is the Pacers, man. I like their makeup. Jazz beat the Grizzlies. Let's see what Ja Morant did. Ja Morant didn't have a great game. 11, 4, and 3. Bogdanovich has been killing it, dude. For Utah, we played them in the preseason, and he really struggled. But he had 33 points tonight. Utah,
20.
Yeah, Utah's only 12-7. Because Mike Conley struggled. Mike Conley might be finally like aging and declining. He was 3 for 13 tonight. That's still not a team that really scares me that much because Donovan Mitchell is streaky if you catch him on a bad night. Mike Conley's declining right now. Their bench isn't that impressive. Ed Davis is back. I didn't realize he was back so soon. Joe Ingles has really fallen off a cliff in terms of his production. He had 6 points in 26 minutes, 1 for 6 shooting, 0 for 5 from the three-point line. His decline is a bit surprising because I figured his game would age well, but he can't hit a thing, man. He's not even starting anymore. They're starting Royce O'Neal over him, who's been the better player. Royce O'Neal, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Royce O'Neal is an underrated playmaker, and he's a defender, so he kind of fits that old Ingles role. Brandon Clark, super underrated too. 13 points in 18 minutes, 5 for 6 from the field. 1 for 1 from the three-point line. His three-point shot's been surprising. I'm a Gonzaga fan, so I watched a lot of Brandon Clark last year. He didn't really shoot much, and his shot's like ugly, like his form's ugly, but he's been knocking down three-point shots at a good clip this year. Like, he's crazy efficient, man. Let's see here. Regular season, he's shooting 64% from the field and 48% from three-point line. And in 22 minutes, he's getting 12.5 points per game. If he was playing like starters minutes, he would have a chance of being Rookie of the Year. Memphis did so good in the draft, getting Morant and Clark, man. That team's on the come up.
Jaren Jackson didn't have a good game either, though.
Yeah, he needs to be more consistent. Leonard and George combined for only 24 points tonight. Leonard was 8 for 23. Paul George was 2 for 11. So they ended up losing to the Spurs. Spurs didn't really have anybody stand out. Aldridge had 17 on 5 for 13 shooting. DeRozan had 15 on 7 for 16 shooting. Um, yeah, the Clippers just couldn't score, man. That's the thing is if you can just do a good job on those two guys, you'll have a chance against the Clippers, man. Because they got Lou Williams, but other than that, they don't have any like lethal scores, so to say.
Yeah, we got to keep her off the boards.
Yeah, they got hustle players. They got hustle players and like guys that can maybe hit like jump shots and that type of thing, but they don't really have any like off the dribble threats to score the ball other than Leonard, George, and Lou Williams. Mavericks beat the Suns. That's why we're only a game back now because the Suns are now in 8th place. They're 8-10. Mavericks moved to 12-6. Doncic had 42 points. He's been insane, man.
9 boards, 11 assists too.
God, he's been insane. He is a top 10 player right now. I didn't think he'd be a top 10 player this fast. Lakers beat the Wizards. Lakers, as I said, their schedule has been super easy. LeBron had 23 and 11. That's about what he's averaging this year. That was only in 25 minutes. Anthony Davis had 26 and 13. Yeah, but they literally in 19 games they played 3, maybe 4 playoff teams. The Lakers. So anyway, that was tonight's scores. For you guys.
So the Blazers were 9-point favorites tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a point in the second half where Minnesota cut it to 2, and I bet on them live betting at 3.5, and they won by 4. So.
You said the Minnesota?
No, to the Bulls.
Sorry, you said Minnesota. Yeah, I got you. Damn, that sucks.
No, it's good.
Oh wait, you bet for them. Gotcha.
Originally, they were 9-point favorites. I thought that spread was a little high because I thought maybe they'd take them a little light tonight.
Yeah, 9, especially since we just beat them. Yeah. 9 is pretty high.
But there was a point in the second half. I was watching the spread because they have live betting on the Oregon app.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a point where it got down to 3.5, and I was like, I'm pretty confident that they're going to pull this out. So it worked out. I was hoping Chicago didn't hit a shot at the end. But
For sure.
You are what you eat.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
He's a vegan, so he's a vegetable, I guess.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream soon. Unless you guys want to keep going, I'll keep going if you guys really want me to. But if not, we'll get a mailbag out Monday. You need to get going on some trade talk videos too. Got a couple days off without a podcast or game, so I won't live stream tomorrow or Sunday, which is kind of nice. Kind of nice having a couple days off from streaming. Because that's the thing. Usually it's either a post-game show or a podcast or both. Usually we have a game Saturday or Sunday, which is like the only 2-day stretch where we don't have a planned podcast. So do a halftime show. Maybe in the future I'll do a halftime show, but oftentimes I don't watch at home just because I like to get out of the house. Usually I'll watch games at Black Rock. Usually I just chill there and watch games. And then I'll like drive home during a timeout in the second half and watch the end here. Calling me a chicken.
I think they're talking about someone in chat.
Yeah. Kyle Campbell, that'd be a great mailbag question if you want to go leave that there. Yeah, you could go. You can go leave that on mailbag. That's a phenomenal mailbag question for me to answer during the video. And maybe tweet at Eric, unless Eric wants to answer it now. But I figure you might want a little bit more time to think about that since there's multiple guys could probably shout out. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up this stream then. I'll try and keep you guys updated. I'll try and get out a couple mellow designs. I'm working with somebody on on a few different design concepts, and I want you guys to vote which is the best one. Just stay tuned with that community tab on the channel. Just check back there. Posts should show up in your inbox, but they might not. I think it depends on whether you're on a phone or a computer. So just check back there every now and then. I post prompts for like trade. That's what I'll do for the trade series, the trade talk series. I'll have you guys post suggestions there, and I'll, like, the voting for the Melo hoodie design, I'll have there as well. So just check every couple days or so for that community tab, because I like to keep you guys updated like that. Also follow me on Twitter at TorJonesYT, and I'll keep you guys updated through there. Also make sure to follow Eric. His Twitter is at HoopsJock. You guys gotta go follow him as well. He has some good stuff that he tweets, because I've gotten on him to start tweeting the good takes that he has, because he has some good takes during the game. So I like to live tweet. Eric will tweet out during the game too. It's fun for me. So anyway, I think that does it. Eric, you got anything left, or we signing off, bro?
Good night, everyone. To the last 45 people that are in here, thank you for staying the whole time, and we really appreciate you guys.
Yep, thank you everybody for watching. As always, got the classic sign off. Peace out. Go Blazers.